very proud to be his son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
You already know that every Royals game is right here on 96.5 The Fan. But if you're looking for more Royals coverage, tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Fernier throughout the week. He joins Fescoe and Dusty every Monday morning at 8:20. Cody and Gold every Wednesday at 12:30. And he joins The Drive every Friday at 3. Miss anything? Check it out on the show podcast or All Things Fern Channel, wherever you get your podcasts. This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Kansas Fan. City Sports. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station. Welcome into Fescoe and Dusty.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
A show that, analytically, exists between 6 and 10 weekday mornings on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, buddy.
Live from the studios that brought you.
Hey, what's go up, man?
Here's Bob Fescoe and Dusty Likens.
Here we go on a hump day, 96.5 The Fan, Fescoe and Dusty, JT Noah in today behind the keys, running the whole damn thing. Logan Weber and Mac Morey here with you until 10 a.m., baby. Let's do it. How you guys doing this morning?
More awake than I was yesterday. Body's,
low bar.
Yeah, body is finally beginning to adjust.
Yes.
I think it was beneficial that I didn't have to host a radio show until 9 p.m. last night to try to get
nice.
The quick turnaround from after hours Monday into yesterday morning was just absolute. I mean, it just ran through my body in the worst possible ways.
I get that so hard.
Today
yes.
we're feeling a little bit better, a little bit more refreshed. I did still have my morning Mountain Dew, but I went for a Powerade when I got to the studio, not a Red Bull like I did yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you had a Mountain Dew and a Red Bull before you had left the station yesterday. It was intense.
That was my breakfast. I did not consume 1 ounce of solid foods before I left this studio yesterday. It was straight caffeine. My body was vibrating.
I was listening. I cannot do that. I just could not do that. That's incredible. I'm
impressive. Just glad you're still here. After that breakfast, we're just glad you're here.
Yeah,
today.
I'm glad my heart could take it.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, Logan won't be joining you. He vibrated himself off of the road driving home. No, we're here. We're ready to go. All-Star game last night. You guys watch any of it?
I watched a little bit.
I'm not going to lie. I did not.
I didn't turn it on.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't turn it on.
But I will say, I still think it's probably the better of all of the quote unquote all-star games you get with the sports.
Again, such a low bar. Pro Bowl is the worst thing ever.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say NHL's up there.
For sure, that's fair. But, yes, they're always going to get
I know there was a freak incident where Rays fans were holding their breath when Caminero got hit on their hand. Luckily, it did come back negative. Like, if, Bobby gets hit in the hand, we would all lose our minds too. So I understand why Rays fans were losing it. And I'm like, but
98-mile-an-hour sinker to the hand. Yeah, that's scary.
And it's kind of funny because the Cardinals fans were all happy because Jordan Walker wins, and then their pitcher is the one that makes the hit. You're like, oh, get the pitchforks out. We're going after the Cardinals now. Philly might not let anybody from St. Louis leave the stadium.
Yeah, it was a situation where I think if it was Bobby Witt Jr., obviously Royals fans would be upset, but it's a far different, I guess, circumstance when you're looking at a Royals baseball team that's 20 games under 500. A Bobby Witt Jr. injury is not going to all of a sudden tank your season. The season's pretty much in the base of the toilet right now to begin with. For the Tampa Bay Rays, though, they're leading the American League East right now in a division that looks really, really good. I mean, you've got the defending American League champions in the Toronto Blue Jays in that division, the Yankees with a quartet of all-stars plus Aaron Judge that's getting ready to come back off of an injury. And hey, folks, the Boston Red Sox have been the best team in baseball since the last week of June, all of a sudden. So, yeah, Tampa Bay, I can understand them wanting, them being slightly upset. But you saw Riley O'Brien's reaction. The minute that it left his hand, he was upset with himself. That was in no way, shape, or form intended. I can't imagine there's ever been an intentional hit of a player in an all-star game, at least in my memory. It was not on purpose, but yeah, it was a tough one to watch, that's for sure. And for the National League, can we talk about that the Royals may have broken Christopher Sanchez after they plunked him for 9 runs last week and a half ago, whatever it was? He goes out and gives up 3 earned in the first inning of this game.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, it was his most earned runs he's ever had against the Royals a few weeks ago, and then it goes in the All-Star game, and that was, they only scored 4 runs. The whole game was 3 in the first inning. That was kind of the game. It was over.
Yeah,
it doesn't help the NL decided not to score at all.
Yeah, ignoring the fact that he only gave up 2 earned in 7 innings against the Tigers right after that start against the Royals. Let's not talk. Let's just go ahead and bypass that entirely.
Yeah,
and
we'll take credit.
We'll just focus on the 9 that he gave up to Kansas City, and then turns around and gives up 3 yesterday. And it was, the fact that Sanchez gives up 3 in the first inning was certainly a detriment, but what a pitching performance for the American League yesterday. Cease goes out there and strikes out the side, 3 Ks in his 1 inning of work, and then it was just a litany of dudes that started going out. Waka went out and pitched in the 3rd inning.
Let's go, 1, 2, 3 for him.
Parker Messick in the 2nd inning. He went 1, 2, 3 on 10 pitches. The National League had absolutely no answers for what the AL was throwing out there on the mound yesterday.
Which tells you that this is just not a real game, because the NL is far and away better than the American League. Yeah.
Well, yeah, totally.
It's not even a competition. Yeah.
But I will say, if you think about it, the AL probably has better younger talent than what the NL has. If you think about that, because you get it that the Dodgers have all this power, the Phillies have all the power, but you think about what the Royals have with Bobby Witt, Jack, obviously they're not in the All-Star game, but you got Bobby Witt, then you go to Vargas for the White Sox, you got Morikami. The younger talent is in the AL.
Maybe similar to AFC-NFC comparison, where the better teams are in the NFC, but the AFC's got the quarterbacks sort of situation. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, last night, honestly, I was Love Islanding it up. Me and the fiance were doing the Love Island thing.
We watched Love Island last year, and we haven't watched a single episode this year.
Dude, here's what I'll say, and I think I tweeted this. I think you might have liked it last night. Love Island UK is way better than Love Island US. It just is.
Do they have the same guy that does the voiceover?
Tonight.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Good,
You've got to get
okay.
Ian. Ian's his first name. Cody Tapp's actually trying to get him on, because they do a Love Island kind of theme during Chiefs training camp. So he's actually trying to get the voice of Love Island on this year, which would be amazing, which would be absolutely incredible. But yeah, Love Island UK, we were doing that and then watching a little bit of Love Island US. Yeah, Ian Sterling is his name.
Ian Sterling, that sounds right.
Love the dude.
My wife watches it. It is...
You don't indulge?
It is the hill I am willing to die on.
Okay.
I am not watching that show. I've seen bits and pieces over the years. I came upstairs at one point. I was downstairs playing old Call of Duty Black Ops.
Hell yeah.
Your boys still got it. I want you all to know.
Okay, he's back. All right, let's go.
But
I don't.
I'm sitting there last night. I come upstairs and I just hear my wife go, "Oh, I hate him so much. I hate him so much." And I'm like, Who are you talking about right now?
Do you know the name?
Sincere. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Oh, yes. My fiance also hates Sincere.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I know who that is because my TikTok and my Twitter feeds have given me information about Sincere and Casey. I have no idea who these individuals are, but for some reason, my social media feed has given me information completely against my own will. So now I know who they are. And I'm like,
he's got great hair.
I'm like, well, why do you hate him? And then I see she's sort of like trying to get caught up on the season. I see a brief moment on the television of him standing between two mailboxes and these two girls who are seemingly both trying to earn his affections. And I'm like, this is good television for people?
Yeah. People love it.
This is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever watched in my life. Like, I'm sorry. I'd sit through a 7-hour documentary on, like, the printing press before I watched this.
Really?
Yes. I am so serious. I'm not watching it. Not doing it.
I lose brain cells nightly watching it, but it is definitely entertaining. It is really weird. Like, again, the U.S. season's been really weird. It's been way more, like... It's all sexual, right? But like, we skipped an episode, like basically half an episode last night because it was like, hey, if we want to, watch adult films, we can do that on our own time.
Yeah, right.
Together.
We got the internet for that reason.
It was like, it was weird. It was getting to the point where her and I were looking at each other like, what's going on? This isn't what we. But yeah, no, it's great. It's obviously it's brain dead, right? It's brain dead.
Brain rot, whatever you want to
say. It is that sort of material.
So the craziest story. Last year, I said we watched Love Island, and my fiance and me had never watched it. And we're like,
it was a good season last year.
It's like, you know what? Before the season started, we were like, we want to make it fun for ourselves. We're like, every time they kiss, we'll kiss. And by the first episode was over,
you can't keep up with
we were
that.
like, we're done.
No way.
We can't do this. We stopped. I was like, I'm hungry. I gotta go get food.
I love that though, JT. That's spicy.
You got to take a breather, man. Or both of you guys are going to have permanently chapped lips. It's not going to go well.
we were like, yikes, we made a wrong mistake. We thought it was going to be great, and then we were like, yeah, we can't live up to this. I don't know what we're doing with life.
No one could. No one could.
Oh my God! And like. They wear their microphones all the time, so you just hear the sound. Like I'm in the other room, and all I can hear from I can just hear the kissing going on in the other room, and I'm like, Maggie
really
Michelle, what are you watching? what kind of softcore adult content are you indulging in on our living room TV right now? Like in front of the cats, Maggie? Please, what are we doing?
Not the cats.
Have some decency, woman. Yeah, no, it's all those things and more. But still, I indulge. It's her favorite show. That's what we watch together. So yeah, I sacrificed the All-Star game. I was like, watch Love Island with you. I'm gonna hang out. We're gonna do this thing. And it was fun. It was fun. We caught up all the way on UK. There's a great episode that we're excited for tonight. It was a great cliffhanger. I'm not gonna lie. US though, pretty boring.
So does the UK come out every night? Or how's that work?
Yeah, every night. I think we're a couple days behind because of the delay. I don't really know how it works. So Tuesday's the one day that an episode doesn't come out. So we caught up and then to the place where it's like, we don't get this next episode. So tonight we'll get the cliffhanger episode. We're pumped about it. So yeah, that's what's going on in my household. But also I did watch a little bit of Spain and France. Let's go. My guy, Yadier Molina did not score. Yesterday, JT, I had the biggest brain fart of all time where it's Lamine Yamal, who's the 18-year-old
the teenager stud.
He's the phenom for Spain, right? He's the, being crowned as the next
one that
Messi.
Got kicked and everyone's like, why is he getting a free kick or a penalty kick?
PK, yeah, absolutely. He did not score yesterday, but I don't know why. They've got some of the same letters and some of the same sounds, I guess, phonetically in their name. So I just said Yadier Molina. I could not think of the name, and that is not who plays for Spain.
I'll
But
be
either
honest. When he said it, I initially took him at his word. I was like, "Oh, really? That's
wow, that's cool.
That's cool. That's a bit of irony." All of a
This is what happens when you let two under the 30 host a show at 6 a.m. guys.
Nathan,
exactly right.
And then Nathan
That's
looked
exactly
at both of us like we were crazy, and he's like, "That's not his name." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I guess Yachty. I mean, and maybe he was inspired. I don't know.
Exactly
I give you the break because you only had 2 hours of sleep the night before.
Oh,
Logan.
yeah. There's no excuse for me. I'm up this early all the time. I should have known that. But hey, you know, whatever. Lemuel did not score. But hey, they are in the finals, and now we will see if it's Argentina or England today at 2 o'clock. Very, very excited about that game. And today, of course, is a Wednesday, so we will do a poll. And I think that will be our poll today. Who's going to win today in the World Cup, Argentina or England? Again, soccer coverage on 96.5 The Fan, presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. It's a fork in the road season for Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to tell you which direction he's going to go because it's pretty clear. We're going to talk about it next. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you hear the news lately, the population of ticks is at an all-time high. We're looking at mosquito bites going out there, getting everybody. But if you call my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, you won't have to worry about that this summer because you have the mosquito dome over your yard like we do. And we think it is so important to make sure that all of those bugs are taken care of this spring, this summertime when we're sitting outside. Nobody wants the mosquito bites, and you also want to keep your dog free of all those ticks and fleas. The mosquito dome from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control can do just that. And then you can sit outside and enjoy your beautiful yard that Aspen created especially for you, just like they did for us. They took our awful yard and turned it into the best looking lawn on the block. We absolutely love a relationship with Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And they have college educated professionals that know how to grow the best lawns in Kansas City. Right now, they're going to give you a free estimate and up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
This July is America's 250th birthday, so declare your independence from low testosterone at Low T Center. Start with a free T-test, stay on treatment for 90 days, and receive $250 back. It's the Low T Center 250 for 250 offer. FixMyLowT.com and book your free T-test. That's FixMyLowT.com.
You don't have to carry everything on your own. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, substance use, or thoughts of suicide, talking to someone can help, and help is available 24/7 through the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can call or text 988 anytime to connect with a trained mental health professional. 988 is free, confidential, easy to remember, and available anytime, anywhere, to anyone. Call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. No judgment, just help.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and how many times have you failed? It's okay to admit it, multiple times. I fail daily. But don't fail in the bedroom because performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED get in the way. The truth is, most men don't have to live with it anymore, and you may be surprised by how the right treatment can improve your love life. Heartland Men's Health uses advanced medical science to empower male performance with therapies that go far beyond the pills. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area, so call them today and find out why their advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call them today. Tell them Dusty Likens told you to at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hey, it's Fescoe Dusty. The world's game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2 up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Let's say you put your money on Leo Messi in Argentina. They go up too early in the first half. Well, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you will instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. You like Ronaldo in Portugal. You like Harry Kane in England. Whoever it may be, don't miss your shot at an early win with 2 up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. Regardless of the final outcome of the match, make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. Please gamble responsibly.
That'll be $84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code WINNER.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Even on weekends and holidays, Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric shows up. Expect reliable HVAC plumbing or electric service. Plus, enjoy $500 off a new HVAC system this summer. Schedule your free consultation at anthonyphce.com.
What's up? It's Patrick Mahomes, and you're listening to The Home for Chiefs Football. 96.5, The Fan.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Missouri side, Oak Grove into Graham Valley. I-70 westbound, briefly heavy with construction, generally sluggish from the Broadway exit over. Once you get into Graham Valley, things are back to posted speeds. And from there, move well into downtown. Home issues rarely happen at a convenient time. When HVAC, plumbing, or electrical issues happen, you need a team that shows up, even on weekends and holidays. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric shows up with flexible financing. Comfort is always within reach. Plus, enjoy $500 off a new HVAC system this summer. Scheduled today at AnthonyPHCE.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back for the break here on 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, JT Noah, Logan Weber, and Mac Morey with you until 10 a.m. Fescoe Dusty both out all week. They'll be back next week on Monday, and we'll have our original trio back together again just for 4 days until I'm off on Friday and for the next 7 or 8 days after that because I will be on my honeymoon. And
yes, sir.
It just seems like maybe there's no Chiefs. Maybe it's the off season, and maybe there's a baseball team's just not good enough to keep people around, I guess, at the station.
That could be the case. That could be the case. Of course, I am leaving right when training camp begins, but it's okay. That's not a huge deal. I'll be back in the middle of training camp, and hopefully I'll get to go to a couple Saturday practices, do a couple shows there like I did last year, which was super fun. You know, yeah, lots of questions to be answered, and we'll get closer and closer. As we get closer and closer, we'll hopefully start to get some questions. We'll have Jay Binkley on in 20 minutes or so.
Will he be live here in studio, or will he be on the phone because he's got Cody and Gold, and I don't know what?
It's a valid question. He was here at 7:30 yesterday.
I'm telling you, he loves the game.
10 a.m. show.
Usually, when I figure out, sometimes I forget about Logan. No offense, Logan, but usually I'm so honed in on after hours with Bink
Forget about
I'll get here early, so I'm talking to Bink, and then when I show up for Logan doesn't get here till a little later because he doesn't live at the station
No, because he's normal. That's totally fine.
I get here an hour,
Which
hour
is
and
totally
a half
fine,
before
right.
the
That's
show
more
starts.
than enough. That's totally fine.
I'm not
Bink will
here
text me at
2 o'clock.
2:30. Yeah, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm ready for the show." I'm like, "Well, that's great. We have 4 hours before we go on, bud."
No, Bink is the anomaly in this for sure. He will be on in 20 minutes, and he'll tell us, I think, maybe there aren't as many questions to be answered in training camp as maybe we think. So we'll get his perspective as well. Jay, we love our Chiefs insider. Okay, so Patrick Mahomes is going to go God mode this season. I'm convinced. We're talking about comeback player of the year for Patrick Mahomes. We need to start talking about most valuable player for him. The ACL tear, the 6-11 season, the last 3 years of this offense going downhill don't scare me for any reason because Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to come back from an ACL tear. And Patrick Mahomes, his individual play these last 3 seasons hasn't deteriorated in my mind the way other people think it has. I look at the offense taking a tick down these last few seasons, and I look at the offensive line, the inconsistencies there, having a left guard play left tackle in the playoffs when it mattered most, having a rookie at left tackle, having a guy who slid over from left tackle to left guard in Kingsley. We could go into all of that. I look at the last 3 seasons and not having a consistent wide receiver, and those wide receivers that you drafted to be consistent were either being idiots off the field or getting hurt in the first play of the season by a 36-year-old tight end who decided to be a freight train on a mesh route 3 plays into the season. So I look at all that stuff, and then I look at an aging coach in Andy Reid who is a legend in and of itself. He's on the Mount Rushmore, and he's probably not 4 or 3 when it comes to all-time coaches, but has maybe stuck with the same playbook 3 or 4 years too much. And the defenses are smart in the NFL. We know that. They are geniuses, and they've got those defensive coordinators working just as hard as all the head coaches and all the offensive gurus. And I look at that, and I look at Patrick Mahomes making plays happen time and time again. Do you know that he was an MVP candidate through 13 weeks of the season last year? I think we forget that. That happened.
Yeah. I mean, the numbers are staggering when you look at like the Chiefs' season stats, like their team stats. They're in like the bottom half of the league in passing yards per game at like 212. And so people are going to look at that and be like, oh, the Chiefs' passing offense was terrible last year. Hey, Mahomes was top 5 in the league in passing yards per game.
Yes.
The reason why the team stats are so low is because he goes down with an injury, and Gardner Minshew and Chris Oladokun couldn't figure out what the forward pass was. I don't know what we're discussing. They averaged like 4 passing yards a game, it felt like, the last 5 weeks of the season. Yeah, the man is utterly elite. I do not understand why. I think it's wishful thinking.
Yes.
By people across the league. I mean,
he's 31, the injury. Yeah.
It just feels time and time again. Like, this is the way that we here in Kansas City and everybody outside of New England talked about Tom Brady after he had the ACL injury in, what would that have been, 2008? Everybody was like, oh, man, maybe
around
he's
there,
done.
maybe a little later.
I think it was the year after the perfect season that they lost in the Super Bowl to New York. I think it was that, like, 08 season. But I can't wrap my brain around this. That's the only logical explanation that I can come to, because the man has never showed any slight inclination of slowing down throughout his career.
No.
And what makes you think because of an ACL tear that all of a sudden he's going to be a completely different player? I know that he's the magician. I know that he's the improviser, and that's been his claim to fame.
Yes.
But to act like that's the only reason why he's special, to act like he can't be a pocket passer, is the dumbest possible argument that I have heard uttered by NFL fans and insiders in a very, very long time.
Yeah, NFL pundits, like commentators are really coming out and spewing this. And it's like, do we forget what happened in 2022? They won the Super Bowl, and the whole offense predicated the last 6 weeks on him sticking into the pocket, processing, dinking and dunking, really that whole season, but especially the last 6 weeks once the knee injury happened. By the way, the knee injury that happened that he won the Super Bowl on, remember that? Yeah, he ran in against the Eagles for 30-whatever yards to really seal that game. That happened on one leg in 2022. So this misconception that he's just been able to own the National Football League for 8 seasons because he's an improviser, because he just comes up with stuff on the back of his, whatever. He's not Johnny Manziel. He's got a playbook. He knows what's going on. He's actually one of the better processors at the line of scrimmage this league has right now. He's one of the few guys who identifies the Mike linebacker when he gets to the line of scrimmage. He's one of the few guys who can read, okay, the safety's going to come and blitz. Okay, they're disguising this. He is actually the merger between the new age and the old age. Thank you, Alex Smith. Thank you, Andy Reid, for implementing these things. These quarterbacks don't know how to do that anymore. They're looking at, they're diagnosing empty space rather than diagnosing defenses now. Whereas Patrick Mahomes, he knows what a cover 3 looks like. He knows what cover 2 is. He knows when the safeties are going to drop. That all happened because of his maturation from 2019 to 2021, I'd say, is really when that started to happen. The Cincinnati Bengals, when they did that drop 8, that really is when it started to happen. Okay, I've got to be able to process things and learn more, and he was able to do that. He's got the second most playoff wins of all time, and he's 31. That's not from improvising. That's not just from having a great offensive head coach. That's from him being one of the greatest of all time. And so to think that an ACL tear at 30 years old is going to completely cement his career and he's done now, he's over the hump, it boggles my mind. They were 3rd in EPA per play last year. They had a bottom 5 run game. They were injured. They had terrible wide receivers. He had an 8.8% scramble rate, was by far the highest of his career last season because he was running for his life.
Yeah.
He was having to create everything. He was our leading rusher through, I want to say 4 weeks. It might be 6 weeks.
It might be longer than that.
Yeah, of the season. He was the leading rusher on the team. And by the way, Logan, you mentioned it with Oladokun and Minshew. The offense went to complete you-know-what. They were 32 out of 32 in EPA per play the last 5 or 6 weeks of the season. They could not move the football. Well, they had other guys out missing too. 32 out of 32. I'm talking about the Jets. I'm talking about the Browns. They were worse than them on offense. Patrick Mahomes, again, 3rd to 32. That discrepancy, that gap, that's what he means. This team would have won 2 games last year if it weren't for Patrick Mahomes. And we saw it happen in real time once he was not on the field. We saw that they could not compete. They could not stick with any of the opponents that they were playing. And we're talking about the Tennessee Titans. We're talking about lesser teams, below average teams, dumpster fire organizations that were showing the Chiefs up. I believe Patrick Mahomes is going to be amazing next season. I think we're going to have one of his best years because a lot of this, we know that he's like Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, and I took that personally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, we had the Jordan Schultz list from ESPN this week where, I mean, his lowest rank was 8. I saw a ranking that was like, oh, this ranking isn't that great. We should do rankings as far as like ranges. So a guy did quarterback range ranking. So it was like Mahomes or Josh Allen was 1 through 3. Patrick Mahomes was 5 through 10. 5 through 10 was his range. You don't think he's seeing this?
Oh, 1,000% he's seeing it.
He's seeing all this,
Is he acknowledging it publicly? Not yet. Not as of right now. There will be subtle signs along the way when he has a game this year against Lord knows who, maybe the Titans game or something, where he throws for his 5th touchdown pass and he starts counting on his hands, 5 on one hand, maybe 5 on the other, acknowledging, oh, somebody says that I could possibly be the 5th or the 10th best quarterback in the National Football. There will be subtle signs along the way that let you know he is absolutely pulling in the cannon fodder, as much ammunition as he can possibly hold on to, and get prepared to unleash it upon the rest of the league. I mean, and you're exactly right, Mac. If Patrick Mahomes has the ACL tear in week 4 instead of week 14, the Kansas City Chiefs would not have been picking 9th.
No.
They would have had the 1st overall pick. Okay, they would have been worse than the Raiders. I feel so strongly in that statement.
No, that is real.
And I can't understand this sentiment about, well, Patrick Mahomes isn't that good of a pocket passer. Has his pocket passing numbers been a little bit more lackluster the past couple of seasons? Yes. I don't know how much of that you can place onto Patrick Mahomes and how much of that is placed upon having injured, inconsistent, and young wide receivers and an aging tight end in Travis Kelce, who is just not, as good as he still is, and I believe he is still that good. ESPN has him as the 10th best tight end in the National Football League. Jordan Schultz, I respect your opinion so much at times. That's ridiculous to have him at number 10. He's just not the same athlete that he used to be. Patrick Mahomes, since he became a full-time starter in 2018, has 51 passing touchdowns when in the pocket under pressure from a pass rusher. That's the second most in football. The only guy with more is Aaron Rodgers.
Pretty good.
I think we found something that maybe Logan would watch Love Island over. Last year's Chiefs without Mahomes, it seems like. The way he's going at it, I don't know if he would want to watch Oladoke again play quarterback.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's so funny because I get it, we'll be homers because we're in Kansas City, but it's so funny to me how people are like, oh, well, how do we know what Mahomes is going to do without the ACL? How's he going to be? Guys, if you remember, the reason he was so good and the Chiefs were so good on those playoff runs and winning back-to-back Super Bowls, he didn't use his legs until it was needed. Last year, he was using them nonstop because the run game was atrocious. They cleaned house with all the offensive coaches, and they brought in some new guys. And it seems like the whole, I would say, momentum, the vibes are different. And I think we all expect a whole different team this year on the offensive side. Logan brought up a good question to us on Monday. He asked us, what would you expect more? Both of the teams to be top 10, as in offense and defense to be top 10? And I go, no, because I don't think the defense is going to be top 10. I think the offense can be top 10. I don't see the defense being top 10. That's how much faith I actually have in the offense changing this around from last year's. I think there could be a top 10, even top 5 offense again with all the health and the coaches coming back this year that they brought in.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I see the defense more as like a 2019 Chiefs defense where they start out kind of rough and then the last 4 weeks of the season really start clicking, and then they come in the playoffs like, okay, this actually is a top 10 defense, but for the first 12 whatever weeks of the season just wasn't that way. Young, new pieces, confusing spags, blitzes, and coverages and all those things. That's going to take time. I think there will be bumps in the road. This whole secondary's new. They're all young. Defensive line's new and young. I just think it's going to take time. The linebackers are thin. I think it will take time, but I do believe in the process. I think it'll get there. But yeah, I see more of this offense coming in and being ready to go. I love this text from the 417. Glorifying Pat, saying he's so wonderful. I don't love it, but I appreciate the realism. And saying he's so wonderful and he's the reason why the Chiefs are good, and saying he was out, the team couldn't compete. It's all fine. But everything you just said, does that worry you that the overall roster is not good enough? I think offensively we kind of went through it that we think it's better than.
I agree.
Yeah, right?
I absolutely agree that this offense is better top to bottom.
Than last year.
Yes. I mean, I feel like the Chiefs, as much as the national pundits maybe don't believe in this offensive line as much as say we do, and maybe it's because we're biased, maybe it's because we're Chiefs homers, whatever, I think this offensive line's in a really good place. The only position I don't feel great about is the right tackle spot. And that is, let's face it, probably the least important position on an offensive line that has a right-handed quarterback.
Exactly.
I think Josh Simmons is your future at left tackle. I thoroughly believe that. When he was out there on the field and healthy and available, he did his job, and I think he will only improve. He looks like a physical specimen coming into this year, dropping some of the weight, which I know can be a little bit of a concern for some people, but he looks like one giant muscle right now playing left tackle. Kingsley Suamataia going to left guard was the right move for him in his career.
He was really good last year.
They mishandled the hell out of him his rookie year at left tackle.
It was abysmal.
Putting him at left guard, I feel like that's his future in this league. You've got 2 of the top 7, according to ESPN's interior defense or offensive linemen, with Creed Humphrey, the best center in football, alongside Trey Smith. If that front 5 stays healthy, they're going to be really, really good. I feel like we are undervaluing the addition of these position coaches. I mean, since Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy came into the National Football League, they have never had a true veteran wide receivers coach who understands the position, who's coached the position for half his life. You have that now in Chad O'Shea.
Who actually knows what a wide receiver is supposed to do and teach fundamentals.
Look at what Chad O'Shea did for Jerry Jeudy's career. It looked like he was dead to rights when Denver traded him to Cleveland, and he turned Jerry Jeudy into a 1,000-yard receiver. I believe he can do similar things for both Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice coming into this year, and they're going to need him to. I think that the addition of both Kenneth Walker and, hey, we're not talking enough about Emmett Johnson right now. I thoroughly believe that.
We'll get to him a little later, absolutely. Yes, I've got some stuff on him.
Those additions cannot be understated. This running back room is now without question, in my view, the best that it has ever been since Patrick Mahomes became the starting quarterback of this football team. Do I believe that Kenneth Walker can have a first and second year Kareem Hunt level impact? Yeah, I think he can. I think that's the kind of player that he can be, because I believe he's as good a pass catcher as we saw from Kareem Hunt during his early tenure with the Chiefs. I just don't think it was utilized in Seattle because you had Zach Charbonnet, who is a little bit better of an athlete in open space.
And Jackson Smith and Jigba is eating up every target, as he should be.
As he should be.
Yes.
This offense, I believe, top to bottom, has a chance to improve. There is a level of intensity and accountability that comes from bringing in Eric Bieniemy, bringing Bieniemy back, bringing in Chad O'Shea and DeMarco Murray. You have flipped the script on this running back room where we may see... Brashard Smith may not play running back this year. I mean, it may be a completely different combination of guys with Kenneth Walker and Emmett Johnson and Emery DeMarcado.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about Brashard Smith once.
No, and that's the thing I'm saying, is this offense is going to look dramatically different, I believe. If, and this is the one caveat I'll throw out, if Andy Reid will let it. Because that's the biggest concern I have with this offense. Outside of maybe health, is you've done all these things. You've completely revamped, I believe, a lot of this offense without directly addressing wide receiver, which is a bit unfortunate. You have to, Andy Reid has got to get out of this rut that I believe he's been in for the last 3 years or so of, oh, well, this is the way we did it when we were going to 5 Super Bowls and winning 3 of them.
50 and 5,000.
And it's, that's great, man. Everybody else knows it too.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of have to adapt or die a little bit. And this feels like that adapt or die moment for Andy Reid. And it kind of feels like, at the time I wasn't thrilled about it, but it does feel like Eric Bieniemy is the guy that can kind of be like, Andy, like, we got to do things a little bit differently. I think the addition of Kenneth Walker, I think, showcases he has a willingness to at least try and do that.
And that's why I'm less worried about the Andy Reid thing, because I've come down on him a lot about this offense and its kind of erosion over the last 3 seasons. But again, when it comes to the running game, when it comes to the balance of the offense, he hasn't had much of a choice. There hasn't been a guy to hand the ball off to. Ken Walker can now be that person to create balance. 816 says the wide receiver, or where is it? 816, if Chad can teach our wideouts literally anything, it'll be an improvement. I think that's such a smart point, because the bar is so low here for how this offense was running these last few seasons. The bar was so low for fundamentals, knowing where the sideline was, route running. All of these things are going to dramatically improve. I'm actually kind of hot right now on Xavier Worthy. I mean, going to the OTAs, seeing some of the routes I've seen him run in person, watching the workout videos, I'm starting to more and more believe that Xavier Worthy is going to be this guy. If you remember in his rookie season, and we'll talk about guys who have emerged later in the second half of the season for the Kansas City Chiefs, Xavier Worthy, his rookie season, was that guy. Only had 1 game the first 9 weeks with 4 catches. After that, weeks 10 through 17, didn't have 1 game without 4 receptions his rookie season. If you remember that Houston Texans game in week 16, 7 catches on 11 targets for 65 yards and a touchdown, you're going, dude, 65 yards. But if you remember how those catches were happening, they were in the middle of the field. They were button hooks. They were coming back to the football. Those starts of things, you started to see little inklings. And then the second season, boom, he's injured. He comes back. By that point, it was kind of done. Like, he was back a few weeks later, but Rashee Rice was the main target, and they were trying to struggle for anything they could on offense.
And then he had the ankle issue, which kind of lingered through. It felt like every game he was having to come out for a drive or for a quarter and was out on the training table being looked at and having the ankle retaped. Or it just felt like he never found solid footing, no pun intended, because of the ankle injury.
Yeah, but no, it's true.
The entirety of the year. And it felt like the entire wide receiver room never had its footing. And so, you know, they had, I believe at times, too many cooks in the kitchen with those 2 guys sort of, Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy kind of floating in and out, Hollywood Brown floating in and out, the emergence of Tyquan Thornton a little bit.
Yes.
It felt like there was no real plan. Like, there was no designation for what this wide receiver room was going to look like because of the amount of uncertainty with your top 2 guys. If that's not the case this year, and with the addition of Chad O'Shea to help navigate this wide receiver room, for the first time in seemingly half a year, it feels like they've got a captain that can steer the ship in that part of the on that part of the team. I think all the more power to him. I think that this, and maybe it's just hubris, maybe it is homerism, whatever. But I think this team's going to be better offensively,
I agree.
especially.
They made real coaching changes. They made in a real addition where they were at the weakest point. They've got a top 12 running back and a Super Bowl MVP. The offensive line, I'm so with you, Logan. They are going to be one of the best front fives in the league next year. And that alone, we forget how important that is because we haven't had it in a while. But Patrick Mahomes having an extra second is going to mean the world to this offense. And I'll also add, yes, the wide receiver room, it's thin. There's question marks. Xavier Worthy, we've mentioned the optimism. Tyquan Thornton, the flashes. Rashee Rice is just really good. We can talk about the off-the-field stuff. We can
You
talk
just got to
about,
stay on the field. That's the only thing
yes,
you guys.
of course.
Yeah, right.
But when he's on the field, he's really, really freaking good.
Right.
Like that's just the fact of the matter. So you can talk about the off-the-field stuff, him being a complete idiot. It's a separate conversation. We're going to have a separate conversation with Jay Binkley because we got boobs, beer, and chew coming up next. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you what, my guys at Smokehouse Barbecue are the flat-out best. I love walking into Smokehouse Barbecue and smelling that delicious barbecue smell in the air, whether it's the pulled pork that we're going to decide to have for dinner tonight, maybe it's those baby back ribs or the Cajun butter chicken wings. Whatever you get at Smokehouse Barbecue is going to be awesome. And I love right now their B2 sandwich. It is a torpedo roll with baby back rib meat on top, pepper jack cheese, some crispy onion straws, man, served with a side of their homemade hickory pit beans that cook under the brisket for the final few hours. That is a home run of a lunch. And don't forget, you got a lot of summertime parties coming up, right? Smokehouse Barbecue is perfect for catering. They can cater any event, any size. They can even host you at one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa. So for all of your catering, for all of your lunch, dinner needs, check out my friends over at Smokehouse Barbecue. Like I said, those 3 locations, Gladstone, Independence, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I focus on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. Author of the BALD plan to decrease property taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, man, call us, feel better, because that pain, we need to end that pain right now. And deep down, you know you need to end that pain. You know it's not normal, and you know you can get back to the carefree you. Let's get started with an introduction to the medical team at QC Kinetics. They have long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain, and it is awesome. They're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulders, hips, and lower back. And now those patients are moving, sleeping, golfing, and running, and they've done it without surgery or long recoveries because the science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal, and QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. No operating room, no hardware, no downtime. Just getting back to being you, the version of you that's carefree and able to do everything. So call QC Kinetics now and get that free consultation because better starts here. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today, and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Grandview Triangle are heading out of it, 435 westbound. A little sluggish. You get out towards 103rd. There's an accident causing a minor slowdown, and then you past that, move well. Heading on the Kansas side, 635 southbound, filling in, approaching I-35. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
He loves beer and chewing tobacco. He knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Binkley. He loves beer and chewing tobacco, football and booze. He knows Bobby Bowden. He knows Pete Carroll. He likes the 3-4 defense. He's Jay Binkley.
Damn right, on a Wednesday, it's the Binkster coming in hot. You know what he likes. All things boobs, beer, and chew. Jay Binkley, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, fellas? Logan, Mac, JT.
How are you, man? Are you in the car? Are you on the way here?
I am in the car, but am I stopping to get breakfast right now? Yeah.
Ooh, nice. What's for brekkie?
Probably just a quick breakfast burrito. Seems to be my go-to. Usually a little breakfast burrito, something like that. So, yeah, I am in the car technically. So, yes.
Be careful of the Pico right now. That's all I'll say. Be careful of
Oh, man.
Pico.
Yeah, be careful of a lot of things, man. It's explosive.
It is explosive, man. Okay, so we were talking Mahomes disrespect just now. I know we want to get to some Andy Reid disrespect as well because, my God, there was a list that came out that got Binkley hot, and I can't blame him. But first, Mahomes QB ranking from ESPN as low as 8. He was number 2. Disrespectful or not?
No, it's completely disrespectful. And to be honest with you, it's kind of unintelligent as well, whoever put that out there, because here's what I want to know. I want them to look at every quarterback that's ever come out in the NFL in the past, currently, or what they think will happen in the future, and name any quarterback that will go to the AFC title game in 7 of their first 8 years. There's not one of them that's done it. Find me a quarterback that's played 8 seasons that only has 5 games in the regular season where he's lost by more than a touchdown in a 2-point conversion. They won't find it. Patrick Mahomes sits number 2 all-time in postseason wins. Listen, they love Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was a loved figure. He had 14 playoff wins. Patrick Mahomes just turned 30. He's already got 17. The only person ahead of him is Tom Brady. That's it. So if you go to 87% of your seasons, you're in the AFC title game, and the only other time is when you tore your ACL, how can you even argue that? I mean, did we forget that actually winning the whole thing is the most important? That putting up, fifth week, fantasy football stats isn't the end-all, be-all. It's called what you do in the postseason and move on. Mm-hmm. There's not a single quarterback that can even come close to that. Because I'm telling you, had Joe Burrow or Josh Allen gone to the AFC title game 7 straight years, they'd be putting bouquets at their feet.
I mean, from your perspective, Bink, is it a disrespect thing from national media pundits and NFL fans, or is this more of like a wishful thinking? Like they are trying to will into existence that Mahomes is done because maybe for the first time it gives their team a real tangible opportunity to be competitive and try to contend for a Super Bowl?
Maybe so, but I think they're forgetting about track record of quarterbacks. Look at Tom Brady. Look at his numbers in his late 30s and his 40s. They were even better. Steve Young built an entire Hall of Fame career because he was messing around the USFL and backing up Joe Montana. He didn't get tangible starts till he was in his 30s, and now he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Mahomes he's only just touched that. He's just turned 30, and I think it's wishful thinking that a lot of people that his time is done. I'm sitting there going, what? He's been a starting quarterback for 8 years. He's been to 5 Super Bowls. He's won 3 of them. He's winning the AFC title game 7 times. He's got 17 postseason wins when everybody's, favorite, Justin Herbert, hasn't even won a playoff game. It's just insanity to me, the way people think, because we forget quarterbacks actually have some of their best years in their 30s, MVP-type seasons, build their Hall of Fame careers in their 30s, and he hasn't touched that yet. So, yeah, he's been great so far, but maybe the best is yet to come.
Yeah, and speaking of track record, people forget about it with head coaches, too. CBS Sports had a list that count greatest head coaches of all time in the NFL. Andy Reid came in at number 8, Bink. What's going on?
Yeah, so he doesn't make the playoffs this year, but he goes on a 9-straight-year division run, which is the second most all-time, only to New England Patriots at 11. That is insanity. Going to 7 straight AFC title games, that was Andy Reid. He's number 2 all-time in postseason wins. He sits only 3 behind Bill Belichick. He's 4th all-time in total wins, but 2nd in postseason wins. A nice postseason run puts him ahead of the list by himself. Sitting there, Belichick's got 31. He's got 28. That's insanity. Can you guess to me, Mac, if I was to ask you, Andy Reid has been a coach now for 27 years. Mm-hmm. He has been to the AFC or NFC title game how many % of the years he's coached? Because this is interesting.
Well, he's made it, 7 times with the Chiefs? He's made it 4 times.
7 with the Chiefs.
4 with the Eagles.
5 with the Eagles.
5 with the Eagles. So there you go, 12. So did you do the percentages?
12,
do the math.
12 into 27. 12 into 27 is 44%. That means 44% of the years he's coached, he's gone to the AFC or NFC title game. That is just pure insanity. Belichick's sitting at a 44% clip, too. And keep in mind, this was hovering at 46% last year when he'd only coached 26 seasons, so it went down a little bit. They didn't make the playoffs this year. That is almost a coin flip. I mean, you look at all these guys that get praised for being good head coaches and everything in the NFL. If they had anywhere near a 44% chance to go to a title game each and every year, some teams throw parades just when they get to 10 wins. I remember the Cowboys threw like a party when they got to 10 wins a couple of years ago. When teams get to the AFC or NFC title game, it's like a successful season to get there. But to do it at almost a coin flip like Andy Reid has done is craziness. And I think people forget that when they slide him to number 8. It's like, what do you want? I mean, he goes to St. Joe 2 years ago. He's got Hollywood Brown. He's got Rashee Rice. He's got his hot shot first-round pick, Xavier Worthy. They look great, throwing long touchdowns. Then all of a sudden, week 1 of the preseason, Hollywood Brown gets hurt. Rasheed Rice gets hurt in week 4 for the season. And then all of a sudden, you're asking your receiver, your undersized receiver, to step up and be number 1. Well, they had to change philosophies and who and what they did on offense because it was not the same St. Joe Chiefs. But Andy Reid did it. And not only did it, he did it and went to the Super Bowl. Now, they didn't win the Super Bowl, but they went to Super Bowl, which many teams would do anything just to get there, which, to be honest with you, a lot of teams have a problem and an issue getting to the Super Bowl. Andy Reid has no issue getting there. He's been there 6 times.
Yeah, I hope Andy Reid does the same thing that we think Patrick Mahomes is going to do in writing these things down, taking note of all the disrespect that's happened this offseason. It feels like we just had done the Men in Black amnesia, sort of like we just forget everything. Jay Binkley, love you, brother. We'll see you in a little bit. Have a great breakfast burrito, and we will hear you from 10 to 2 with Cody and Drew, all right?
All right, guys, sounds good. Some of those things just fire me up, though, because we're not actually thinking of reality.
No. We're,
guys.
Yeah, we're living in the fake world. See you later, Jay. We'll get to some more Chiefs talk later on and some targets that could emerge come December. But the Royals' first half of the season was a failure, to say the least. What does a successful second half look like for the Royals? We'll talk about it next on 96.5 The Fan. It's your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed. Well, that sucks.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Well, my friends over at Window World are fantastic. We love our Window World windows because we know that we are going to have all of our heat stay inside and all of our air conditioning stay inside because we have strong double glass windows in our home. And not just one here or one there. We have over 30 windows from Window World. And when we needed to replace our windows a couple of years ago, we made one call, and that was to Window World and said, hey, we need new replacement windows. They came out and they did the free estimate at our home. They stood on the window to show you how strong they truly are. And Window World also gives back to the community. They're big supporters of the Dayton Moore See You in the Major Leagues Foundation, and they're also the official window of the Kansas City Chiefs. Plus, Window World windows are one of 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. So when you need replacement windows, there's only one phone call to make, and that's to Window World. Get your windows where we got ours. 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 1-800-GET-WINDOWS or windowskansascity.com. 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. It's Window World.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This report is brought to you by Bet365. Winning is everything.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law. The Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLInjuryLaw.com.
Grandview Triangle, things are slow. 470 westbound, the ramp from 49 northbound, pretty heavy coming up from Red Bridge Road. This with an earlier accident, 435 westbound before 103rd. That's still keeping things a little sluggish in the area. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station. Fescoe and Dusty.
I got Mahomes' balls in my hands.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, yeah, football.
From potholes to pop-ups, we got it covered.
Hey!
Here's Bob Fescoe.
Take a bite out of my ass.
And Dusty Likens.
Big nuts.
7 a.m. on a Wednesday, 96.5 The Fan. No Fescoe, no Dusty. They're out all week. They'll be back with me next week. For now, JT Noah, Logan Weber, and myself, Mac Morey, with you until 10 a.m. Had a fun first hour talking a little Chiefs, talking to Bink. Now we'll get to some Royals. Also, we got a poll question. I forgot to mention that earlier in the show. It's our Wednesday poll question. Who wins today in the World Cup? Oh, we posted it twice. It's great. I'll delete mine. That's my fault.
On me.
No worries, brother. No worries. Didn't see it. No, that's just you being fantastic at your job. That's what that is, JT. Who is winning today in the World Cup semifinals game? England or Argentina? Right around 40 votes, 64% so far saying Argentina. Who do you got today?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Argentina. I mean, good, bad, or otherwise, I will be a little bit disappointed in what happens in this final regardless. And that's not a knock against what Spain did yesterday against France. It was a remarkable effort. Their defense in this World Cup has been extraordinary.
Elite.
Since the tournament began during the pool play phase, Spain has given up one goal. One. And that was to Belgium in the quarterfinals. I mean, they have been ridiculous.
It's insane.
Look at that French team yesterday. I mean, between Mbappe and Torre, I mean,
it's an all-star team.
Shut them out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unreal. But you can't help but be just a little bit disappointed when you came into yesterday's game between France and Spain and the thought of, Mbappe, who is possibly the future best player. I mean, if he's not already the best player in the world,
it's second.
Yeah, he's probably. I mean, we're looking at him as the best player of this new generation of football players, soccer players, against the greatest of all time in Lionel Messi. It felt like a situation where Messi could go out on top against the new world's best in the World Cup. Or it was this sort of passing of the torch style environment if France defeats Argentina and Mbappe has that over Messi. Now it's Spain, and so you're like, well, I still think Argentina's going to win, and I still love the idea of Messi possibly being able to finish his World Cup career, his international career potentially, by hoisting up that trophy. I can't help but be a little disappointed that it's not going to be Mbappe versus Messi in the World Cup final.
I'm with you, but
I'm actually going opposite. I think it's going to be England.
I'm with you, man.
I think Harry Kane and those boys are going to get it done. Argentina hasn't looked that good at all in the World Cup. Like, you think about it, they had to come back and make that miraculous comeback against Egypt, and
everyone's played them close. Everyone's given them trouble.
And England's an old, veteran, scrappy team. I get it, Argentina has Messi and stuff, but I think it's going to be Harry Kane versus a Spain team that kind of gives, if you want to make a representation of another sport, it kind of gives you that Seahawks defense, Legion of Doom, where you couldn't get anything past them. You haven't got anything past Spain, and I think we're going to get a slow, methodical World Cup final with England and Spain, and I'm going to take Spain to win 1-0 in the World Cup
Let's
final.
go. All right, JT coming out hot, maybe.
that
I'm
one.
also going England just because of their defense, one of the best, if not the best defense in this World Cup. Yesterday, we saw defense overcome what was, the best offense in the World Cup, the best offense maybe we've seen on an international stage. It's been said you could take their second 11 and have them qualify and make it past the group stage for France. That's how deep they were, and Spain was able to handle them. Text from the text line here, and make sure you're a part of the show on the J Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7965. 816 says, I'm going England. FIFA will make sure it happens.
FIFA!
Jesus. Got me waking up at 7 a.m.
Hey, that's some Bob Fescoe for you.
FIFA!
Remember, Argentina had back-to-back scares. Cape Verde, I thought, oh my God, that game was insane.
Cape Verde, what a great story. What a great story.
And Cape Verde is the only team to hold Spain to a tie, 0-0, Cape Verde.
What hasn't been a great story so far has been the Kansas City Royals.
Boo.
Whoa. Hey, good segue, tough segue there, Mac.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so what does a successful second half of the season look like for the Royals? We came in with expectations, playoffs, winning record. None of those things happened, right? We've got some positive notes, the young guys and stuff. There have been some positive things you could look forward to. But what does the second half right now look like to be successful for the Kansas City Royals?
Me not watching more than 10 games.
Wow, 10 is your over-under?
Yeah.
Buddy, I'm looking at 3.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Okay.
Like, if it's on national TV one night and I have absolutely
there's no way I'm
nothing else
watching it on
going on.
Peacock. There's no way I'm pulling up the Peacock for him on a
Dude,
Sunday.
The amount of Royals games that I've watched via like the highlights that Netflix is now putting up, that's how I
Wait,
absorb.
Netflix puts up highlights?
Yeah, they do like daily highlights of each MLB
That's how I've
game
consumed
nowadays.
a lot of
that
my
is basically
Royals.
how I've consumed all of my Royals. Outside of a couple of games that have been on like Apple TV at different points this year when I've been at my parents' house and there's nothing else going on. That's basically how that's how I've taken in this just dim Royal season in 2026.
On a serious note, Mac, a real
give me
second half, I want to see some trades. I don't want to see all this talk. I need to see some trades. Lane Thomas, great. Got to get going. Bye. See ya.
See ya. Okay. Give me 2 more names.
I know people are going to love him. I want either Michael Walker or Chris Bubic gone. One of the other two have got to go. Okay. And I think it's going to be Michael Walker because I don't know if Chris Bubic is going to have that value because of his injuries, and who knows if he's coming back before the injury. The trade deadline. And then a third guy I think they could trade. Daniel Lynch.
Lynch IV.
I think Lynch IV has the best value that you could trade away this year because he's a lefty, he's a bullpen arm, and guess what? He's the shiny diamond in that rough bullpen of yours.
I don't want to see Lynch go, man. I don't, because like you said, he's been your best bullpen arm. He's not quite 30 years old left, and you still have 2 more years of team control on him after this year. I mean, if you're looking at trading away veterans that you want to be that aren't going to be a part of the future makeup of this baseball team, I'm okay with that. I agree with you on Lane Thomas. I agree. Starling Marte is another one that's got to go.
Michael Massey.
Massey potentially, because you do have a little bit longer with, say, like a Jonathan India. I think Tyler Tolbert has proven that he can be sort of I don't know about proven, but the guy had the most ridiculous stretch by a Royals player ever.
He's
at least over the course
a great
of 3
role
days.
player on a competitive team.
He's a guy. He's proven to me at least that he can play wherever you want him to play. He's got great speed. He's a quintessential pinch runner that you can use when he's not on the field. But he can play short. He can play second. He can play third. He can play any of the 3 outfield spots. He can do everything on the field but play first base, catch. Because, hey, man, the guy's pitching quite often, too, because of how bad this Royals baseball team has been.
Yeah.
So I think that this is a situation where you kind of deal Massey a little bit high because I don't have a great deal of confidence that he can be an everyday second baseman just purely based off of his injury history.
Yeah.
And so I don't see why you don't move on from him if you can.
So you're similar to JT, trade.
Yes.
Trade people.
Trade people.
John Schreiber, you could trade. He's on that 1 year
Schreiber,
deal. Yeah.
Schreiber goes.
But I just don't know if you got
have
value with those guys.
That's what I'm saying.
I just don't know you have the value to just trade him.
He's got the second lowest ERA of anybody in this bullpen. I mean, he's hovering.
I mean, that's
right
not a high value here.
No, but he's got an ERA of right around 3 right now, and since May 1st, he has been almost unhittable. I mean, it's been pretty extraordinary. He was bad last year. He started off the month of April really bad again, and everybody's like, "Oh God, here we go again with Daniel Lynch or with Schreiber, and all the struggles." And then like the month of May hit, and he figured it out all of a sudden, and like Schreiber became the 8th inning guy for the Royals, pretty rapidly, and so. I think that Schreiber's a guy you can absolutely try to move yourself on from. He's got a 3.47 ERA this year, which I know isn't necessarily elite, but you found maybe a little bit of something with Beck Way, who has been all right, since he arrived with this Royals baseball team. I still believe, and while I know that the articles, the reports are that Kansas City is going to ask for major price tags on them, I would try. I would try.
Lower your asking price.
Lower your expectations and deal off Lugo and Waka, because I'll be honest, the way that this team is currently made up, barring a couple of major hits in free agent signings next year, I don't see this team being competitive in 2027 either. The bullpen isn't going to get better.
And that's why you trade Daniel Lynch, though, Logan. That's why you have to let go of someone who actually has that value.
Yeah.
And I know it hurts, and that's my thing is, as well. We're all on the same page, trading pieces, but I guess my one caveat is, and being willing to take the hate, take the criticism, bite the bullet for a second, and have Logan come on the air and go, what? He was our best bullpen arm, and he had 2 years of control. And take that hate for a second, take that criticism and say, okay, yes, I know, but here's what we're planning for. It's 2028. Because I've said it before on the air. I think I said it on Monday. 2030 is the player option for Bobby Witt, which means by 2029 you need to be competitive, which means by 2028 you need to be in a spot where that 2029 is actually a real stepping stone.
Right, exactly.
That's legitimate, right? So 2027 is at best a bridge season.
I'm about to say, it's another bridge season, and that's why you could even, I get it, Alex Lang, you have control till 2028, but he's an older guy. Trade him away while his value is high, because he's also one of your best pieces in the bullpen that's shown that he can close games out for teams.
And I'm trading anyone and everyone, honestly, other than Carter Jensen, Jack Caglione, and Bobby Witt Jr.
We talked about this a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, Mac, when we were with Drew on that Saturday, where I think it was Drew that said, I don't want to trade Vinny. And listen, we love Vinny here at the station. He's done great things for the city of Kansas City as well. Trade Vinny away.
Vinny.
And you're like, but Drew made the point, oh, well, what about outfield? Well, you're trading Lane Thomas. It's a 1-year rental. You can move Cags to first base. You can go get another outfielder. Outfielder seems like the position where the Royals just bring in a piece every year to try to fill the need, whether it's a good piece or a bad piece.
Bring in a first baseman and have Cags stay at
Exactly,
whichever
right.
one. You've got someone who is a little bit of a Swiss Army knife and has shown you his versatility. I think you've got to be willing to bite the bullet, but it looks like the text line's with us as well. Trade people, being willing to, take some of this heat. Because if you don't, the heat's going to be even worse if you stand pat and don't do a damn thing.
I mean, looking at the future of the organization, guys that aren't on this roster right now, I'm less of a trade Vinny proponent than other people, just because if you're trading Marte and you're trading Lane Thomas, Jack Caglione can't play both first base and right field. I don't know who you'd throw there to be your
Put Perez at
quote-unquote
first base. Put Cags at right field, then you can put left field as Tolbert.
And just let Jensen catch every day,
Well,
which I don't hate.
You could rotate those out, is what I'm saying. So, like, once the rotation comes in, you bring Meisner back up, and then you could play him in the outfield, put Cags at first occasionally. You just make a rotation. They've got guys in the farm system that can play outfield. Listen,
You just have to figure it out.
you just got to figure out, and guess what?
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty.
It's not.
Just let the young guys play, and let's see what they got in the farm system. Because one of the things is you don't have a really good farm system to begin with, so you got to build pieces up to have a good farm system.
No question. And the guys that are good, I mean, you look at the Royals' top prospects, you mentioned get yourself ready for the 2028-2029 season. That's when we may see the bulk of the Royals' top prospects currently make making their way up. Blake Mitchell we might see in the next year or two. Kendry Churio, Josh Hammond, those are guys that are, at their best still probably 2 or 3 years away. David Shields is in a similar spot. Sean Gamble. So I think there is help on the way. There's reasons for optimism. The question is, how soon can they get here, and can they get here quickly enough to allow for Bobby Witt Jr. to be like, okay, it does seem like there are some things things are moving in the right direction, and he doesn't feel like he's wasting away here. He's not wasting his career here. He doesn't feel like he is becoming this generation's Mike Trout, which is the biggest fear that all of us Royals fans share.
Of course. And above all else, the thing that matters is they actually have two pieces around him that we really believe in, and that's Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione. That wasn't the case going into this season. The Chiefs have a core that we believe in as well, but they still need a little more. Who is that target that's going to emerge come November and December for Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City Chiefs team? We'll talk about it next on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, the summer gets super hot, so now you need to get a Super Light. That's right. The team that brought you Surfside is back with something new. Meet Super Light, the new vodka plus aid canned cocktail. Super Light comes in 4 classic sports drinks flavors: fruit punch, orange, lemon lime, and blue chill. And ooh, that blue chill is money, baby. With just 90 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 bubbles, Super Light delivers a refreshing taste that's perfect for any occasion. From the golf course to the bar, at night, at the concert, a day at the ballpark, Super Light is here for the moment. Look for Super Light variety packs and individual flavors at stores and bars near you. You must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi, it's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
It's a lawman, 3-time DUI award-winning attorney in Kansas City. You wanted results? Here you go. First-degree murder charge, dismissed. Felony DUI, dismissed. Felony to misdemeanor, multiple. Felony jury trial, not guilty. Call the lawman, 816-816-9111. Take it away.
The lawman gets results. Jump along, call the lawman. Let the fight begin.
Voted by Pitch and Casey Magazine. The choice of a lawyer shouldn't be based on advertisements.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal too, right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid.
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
I'll tell you what, our family loves the Hy-Vee Market Grill, especially on the weekends. We love getting up and going for breakfast, getting eggs, getting hash browns, and filling our bellies right from the start of the morning every single weekend. But the Hy-Vee Market Grill has so much because it's the best dining value in town. Check out the daily meal deals from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Sunday. That's every day of the week. My absolute favorite is Steak Thursday with a perfectly seasoned steak, baked potato, and sweet corn for only $12. Dine in or carry out, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're going to love the Hy-Vee Market Grill as much as I do, only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
When it comes to my policy, Farmers gives it to me straight, so there's no surprises.
It's your coverage. You should never be confused.
You hear that? An insurance provider with a conscience.
We're a choir, but yes, we have that too.
Straightforward coverage you can literally understand. That's what you get when
you have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
This is Michael Waka from the Kansas City Royals, and you're listening to 96.5 The Fan.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Grandview Triangle, 470 westbound, heavy. The ramp from 49 northbound to transition to 435, also quite slow coming up from Red Bridge Road. There's an accident out on 435 westbound before 103rd that's caused this delay. Otherwise, things move pretty well all around the metro. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Rocking and rolling here on a Wednesday, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. JT Noah, Logan Weber, and myself, Mac Morey, with you for the next few hours. Make sure you go to our Twitter page, TheFan965, to look up our poll question. Who is winning today in the World Cup semifinals game, England or Argentina? Right now, the results still leaning Argentina. 55% of people so far saying Lionel Messi and the Argentinians are going to get it done today against the Brits. We'll see what happens. I think JT and I are going England. Logan's going Argentina. We'll see what goes down. I think everyone was thinking France was going to win, and then Spain, 2-0, shut them out. That defense has been absolutely elite.
Well, my fiance was all on board for Norway and broke her heart. It was so funny.
I mean, yeah, Erling Haaland was the fan favorite. I think everyone loved
Did you see his
Norway.
little raccoon that he brought home?
Yes, and his squirrels.
The squirrels, yeah.
Dude, I love it so much.
That place that he went to that took pictures with the cowboy hat and boots on, they said they had no idea that he was coming until about 2 hours before. And they said ever since then, they've had so much publicity.
Sure.
I bet. I was like, imagine, yeah.
Sure, they've had a line outside that place. Yeah, no, I mean, I think he spent like $10,000 on the boots and the hat, on the taxidermy. I think he just kind of went all out. And you know, America, baby. Love it, love it. Yeah. I saw Freddie's back on Twitter. We talked about that yesterday. He was in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, shooting off guns in a backyard last night. Let's go. Looked awesome. It was exploding stuff. It looked sick.
No one can just love each other. God, I hated that story that he had to go away because there's so much hate.
Yeah, it was frustrating. Yeah, it was definitely frustrating. Chiefs offense has been frustrating these last few years. We've got some hope, some reason for optimism. We mentioned it earlier, the coaching changes, the offensive line. We like the front five. Ken Walker, the addition. The running game will be here. The balance of an offense will finally be present in Kansas City. But as far as wide receivers are concerned, it's still thin. It's Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton are the knowns. Those are your top three wide receivers. After that, there's question marks. Who is that target And I asked the text line as well, 913-586-7965, who is the target that's going to emerge come December for Patrick Mahomes?
Logan, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Cyrus Allen.
Okay.
Is my pick.
Okay.
I know that people aren't super high on him. I'm not sitting here saying that Cyrus Allen is going to come out and have a 1,000-yard receiving season. That is not at all what I am what I'm telling people. I think that when we think about the emerging receiver, right? Like we've seen in years past.
Yep.
You threw out some good examples. Jerick McKinnon, Xavier Worthy in his rookie year, even Rashee Rice in his rookie year. Slower starts, but they really popped out later on in the year. Cyrus Allen, to me, he's a little bit different than any other receiver that the Chiefs have in the room, right? Xavier Worthy is a pure speed guy. I mean, he has got track runner level speed, take the top off a defense, catch the ball in the flat, and the ability to take a 2-yard out and take it 80 yards, right? That's what Worthy brings to the table. I look at Rashee Rice, and I look at a guy who has a bigger bodied frame, the ability to catch 50-50 balls, good route runner in the mid to, the shallow to intermediate parts of the field. Cyrus Allen, his route running ability is what stands out to me on tape, right? He's not the biggest guy on planet Earth. He is
quick.
He has got elite short field quickness, and his route running ability is staggering. He did throughout his college career, it popped out. I mean, his limited time at Texas Tech, or at his junior year, his first 2 years at Louisiana Tech, and what he did is the senior year at Cincinnati. He only had like 700 yards receiving on 51 catches, but 13 receiving touchdowns. He did some great things. He has got serious lateral quickness that will allow for him to, I believe, make some things happen as the year progresses. Somebody's asking me, what the hell am I smoking when I say Cyrus Allen?
Wake and bake at 96.5 The Fan today.
I'm not saying that he's the conversation isn't who's going to be the Chiefs' leading receiver.
No,
because I don't believe that's who Cyrus Allen will be. Where the conversation is, who is that guy that maybe doesn't have a huge impact in August, September, October, who quietly becomes a guy who is consistently bringing in 3 or 4 or 5 catches and has some good performances later on in the year. I think Cyrus Allen can be that guy. I think Cyrus Allen is somebody, as a smaller guy in the slot, short to intermediate part of the field, can become more or less a substitute as a safety valve for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not saying he's going to become the next Travis Kelce as the guy that Mahomes can rely on when the play breaks down.
But a guy who can beat man coverage within a second and a half and get open for a 5-yard slant route. That has not been present here in Kansas City since Tyreek Hill. So I'm totally with you. I love that answer, and I think his ability to get open against man coverage will be good. My biggest worry with him is, we talk about Andy Reid allowing things to happen. That's one that I need Andy Reid to allow him to be a route runner and not be just a yards after catch merchant like we see Rashee Rice or run gimmicky mesh routes. Like, I need to see him able to run angles, use his route tree capabilities. That's someone where I'm like, all right, Andy Reid, let him unlock this. For me, I'll go Emmett Johnson, because you mentioned Jerick McKinnon. Emmett Johnson, I think, is going to be that guy come week 10, 11, 12, 13, who really is that check down guy. The screen passes will unlock this offense. As we know, Andy Reid's a screen. I mean, that's his thing, right? He's so many offensive coordinators has copied his unique ability to come up with fun screen passes, and Emmett Johnson is going to be the recipient, I believe, of a lot of those. We've got DeMarcado. We know Ken Walker's the bell cow. I think they're going to kind of slowly churn him into this offense. And Emmett Johnson, we know his ability to run the football in between the tackles. His play-breaking capabilities are going to be there, but I think we're going to see him be a route runner here in this offense. JT?
I'm actually going to go with someone that was on the team last year and I thought had a great first 4 games, and then it just got taken away. Tyquan Thornton. I think Tyquan Thornton can be that guy. I actually like him a lot.
I like him a lot too. My one thing with that, JT, is I can't have him emerge December. He's the 3rd wide receiver. I need him to be here in September.
Okay.
I need him to have 3 or 4 catches a game week 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then I took it the wrong way. And if I went the third wide receiver, that's fine. I'm going to go with a different player then.
Okay.
I got rebooted off the bat because I was going to go with Cyrus too.
Hey, that's fine. If you like Cyrus Allen, you like Cyrus Allen. If that's your guy,
you
that's
know
your
what?
guy.
Let's go with another Cincinnati guy, Jeff Caldwell.
Oh, man.
JT, don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Stop.
So I went one extreme to another.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid, JT.
Oh, no. Gosh, dang it. Yeah, we've got an 816 guy who loves Caldwell. He's still in my dark horse because of the measurables. Man, if he can get a real chemistry with Patrick, I think he could do some big things. Yeah, he hasn't had chemistry with any of his quarterbacks because he's actually not that good. He looks awesome. He looks great. He's like DK Metcalf, but way worse. Looks way better than he actually is. DK Metcalf, one of the most overrated players in the NFL.
You know, there was one guy that I had so much potential on when we drafted him, and he hasn't turned out to be anything. And that was Jared Wiley. I thought Jared Wiley was going to be a stud.
Jalen Royals is a name that I would accept here as well. I still have some hope for Jalen Royals to maybe become something.
But will he get the opportunity?
He didn't. He had 2 catches last year. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, I don't know why he didn't get the opportunity. Maybe that was because of Matt Nagy, and maybe that was because of the non-wide receiver coach out there who didn't understand what a wide receiver was.
Yeah.
But
also, no young guys got offense or defense. No young guys got run last year.
Exactly.
It was a big problem with this team. It was a big problem with the coaching staff. It's why I hope Eric Bieniemy, when we talk about a guy who can say no to Andy Reid, I hope that's his role to say, hey, you've got to give these young guys the chances. We love these other guys that have been here and that know the offense. That's fantastic. But we've got to, the only way for these guys to learn is to get reps, throw them into the fire. Let's get thrown into the fire of one word. JT, hit it, baby.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. One word brought to you by Maloney's, Sandtrap, and The Landing. 3 amazing local spots. They have awesome food, they have cold drinks, and they've got TVs galore to watch your favorite sports team, whether that was the All-Star game last night, the Royals beginning again, whether that's the World Cup today. You've got Argentina and England at 2 p.m. All 3 of them have outdoor patio seating to enjoy the wonderful weather that we are experiencing with that sun out and about. The Sandtrap just got their patio up and running. There is furniture out there. The cement has been poured. Everything's ready to go. So you can go to the Sandtrap and sit outside as well. And at Maloney's on a Wednesday, on a hump day, get the honey mustard chicken wrap, fried chicken rolled in a flour tortilla with romaine, tomatoes, and their house-made honey mustard. Served with your choice of fries or chips. That's all for $10. That's all for $10.
That's a deal.
That is a deal. And I'll add onto that deal, JT, any drink special they offer during the week is available on Wednesdays. So if you wanna drink on the cheap, go to Maloney's on a Wednesday. Wonderful place over there in downtown Overland Park. All right, let's get to it. The All-Star game was last night. The AL defeats the superior NL 4-0. One word on everything that goes with the All-Star game. The pageantry, the intros. One word on the All-Star game. Logan.
Sandlot. That was my favorite part of the All-Star game festivities yesterday, is when they played the voiceover from the Sandlot, the iconic scene of that being the only night game that they ever played each year was on the night of the 4th of July when the fireworks were so bright that it lit up the whole field for them, and the kids come out of the bullpen or whatever that service area is there at Citizens Bank Park riding their bikes. I would argue that there might have been a little bit too much pageantry, pomp and circumstance with the All-Star game yesterday. But I really, really enjoyed that. Like, I love the idea of Major League Baseball being able to steer into a little bit of what has made baseball America's favorite pastime. It feels like they've kind of gotten away from that. I don't know if they've neglected it or ignored it, but that felt really, really cool for a kid like myself and for so many of us, right? I'm sure you two guys are the same, that grew up watching The Sandlot. Still one of my all-time favorite just movies, let alone sports movies.
I'm going to go with the weird word here, and we'll see if you guys catch on, but I'm going to go bell.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We got it.
Okay.
I caught on to that. Thank you.
There's a lot of ways to go about the bell. You got Bellinger, who won the MVP. The Liberty Bell, which I liked how they used it to walk out.
Cool. That was
and then they signed the Declaration of Independence. But the bell, I don't know. It's going to ring in my head for a while because of the home run derby 2 nights ago. That's going to be remembered for a while in Philly, good or bad. And then just the whole intro and stuff yesterday. So I'll go Bell for the All-Star game.
And then Taco Bell. Explosive.
Oh, yeah, that's been around for a while. People are just now realizing it.
Exactly right. We got a semifinal game today in the World Cup. But actually, before that, the home run derby was the day before. We got to see Caglione, 8 home runs in his 20 swings, had that 4 home run burst in a row where he just had a bomb into the third deck. Bobby Witt Jr. was wearing Meta glasses, and this was the audio of Caglione coming up to Bobby Witt Jr. right after his performance in the home run derby.
But how did you feel, Jack?
Jake, awesome environment.
Yeah.
You know? Have good with him.
Yeah.
So.
Great job. Great job. That was fun. A lot of fun. 477. Oof.
Oof. Oof, Cag says to his number 477. One word there on BWJ and Cags.
Future.
Yes.
False. It was not 477. That had to be 500 feet.
Yeah, I get it. The only one in the third deck, 477.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, only the second guy ever, supposedly, to put it in the third deck there in right field at Citizens Bank Park. The other, Ryan Howard.
Wow.
I don't know the dimensions very well of Citizen Bank Park, but if that's 477, then their right field is way shorter than their left field
Well,
is.
I think the situation was, and I explained, somebody in the text line was asking about it yesterday, like how in the world was that only 477? You go back and you watch that ball, that thing was a moonshot. I mean, it had a ton of upward, elevation on it. So maybe he just hit it way too damn high and not out far enough where it got 470, but you got to hit it high in order to just get it to that third deck. So maybe the elevation that he put on it was what prevented the overall distance of the ball. I don't know. I'm trying to get tinfoil hatted here.
Physics. Spain beat France 2-0 yesterday. Today, Argentina versus England. Going the fan 965 to vote for our poll question. Who is winning today, England or Argentina? Right now, 57% of people saying Argentina. And remember, our tournament scoreboard updates are brought to you by Surfside, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly. You can get a Surfside, a cold one, at Maloney's today. The drink special there. Every drink special available on Wednesday over there. So one word on today's semifinal game.
I'm picking Argentina to win tonight, so my one word is Messi!
My one word, lads. Let's go, England.
Let's go, lads.
Let's go, lads. We're going to take it on.
Yes, I love it, love it, love it. How about this? Speaking of that game today, Mercedes-Benz, which is in Atlanta, that's where the game's being played. You got to love Arthur Blank. For the first time ever, they're serving all of their iconic fan-friendly favorites during the World Cup semifinal, all for $20. You get a slice of cheese pizza, nachos, a pretzel, a hot dog, 3 chicken fingers and fries, popcorn, and a soda for $20.
Unbelievable. Everyone needs to be more like
Arthur.
Arthur.
One word, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
There we go.
Everyone needs to be like Arthur, man. This guy understands the fans' experience. He understands that they're paying a lot of money to get into the stadium. Why do they need to spend more money, or I guess excessive amount of money, to get food? I respect Arthur, and more owners need to be like him. Yeah, the lads need to learn English.
Logan?
The one word I have, I guess, is more of a congruence. Short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's give Arthur a ton of the credit. You know, woohoo, a billionaire is finally doing something for the common man for once. Congratulations. I don't buy it. This is great for one game in this semifinal, and then
He's been doing this for a minute.
I know, but nobody else does.
Exactly. That's why he's unbelievable. He's the guy we love.
That's why he is the GOAT. Speaking of LeBron, not the GOAT, second overall. Don't get heated, text line. But if you told me the GOAT, I wouldn't be mad. One word on the LeBron James sweepstakes.
Really?
Love it.
I don't care. Pick a team. I truly don't care. It's the NBA. It's LeBron James. You're, 45 now? I can't even keep up with how old you are. Your kid's in the league. Really? Just pick a team. We don't need all the dramatic, hastic little news conferences and everything about it. So that's my one word.
Well, my one word for JT would be hater. My one word for the LeBron sweepstakes is deserved. Deserved.
Wow, you get him 1 year. Yay.
He's the greatest individual basketball player we've ever witnessed. I don't know. The guy's utterly unbelievable. He's 41, 42 years old, continuing to do the most absurd things that we've ever seen an individual athlete ever conduct on any sort of playing surface ever. And that's not me saying that I believe LeBron James is the GOAT, because I believe the whole greatest of all time thing in basketball is the dumbest argument on the planet. But he is the single most talented basketball player that has ever graced the planet Earth.
I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying he's not there now.
The guy just averaged 21, 6, and 6 at 40.
Yeah, he's going to contribute to winning basketball. Is he a top 10 player anymore? No.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever team gets him, he will help them win. Now, it depends on what he wants to do. We'll have our guy Ron Slay on later. We'll ask him about that. We'll ask him about college basketball. Guys reclassifying, 17-year-olds going into college a year early to play 2 seasons. We'll have Tennessee Sports future Hall of Famer Ron Slay on to talk, and of course, you can hear him on SEC Network talking all things college basketball. We'll also have my guy Field Yates on later to talk about the Chiefs, to talk about the NFL, and fantasy football is gearing up. That was One Word, brought to you by Maloney's Sandtrap and The Landing. Again, 3 great local spots where you can watch all the sports you love and have delicious cold drinks, all with patio seating. Make sure at Maloney's today you go get that honey mustard chicken wrap for $10. Plus, any drink special they offer during the week is available all day today.
I know that I'm hard.
I know. I mean, seriously, I'll have to get over there today. Coming up next, Quarterback Season 3 debuted yesterday. Logan and I watched Episode 1. We'll talk about it. Coming up next, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Jack Caglione, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Weekday morning starting at 6 right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, man, call us, feel better, because that pain, we need to end that pain right now. And deep down, you know you need to end that pain. You know it's not normal, and you know you can get back to the carefree you. Let's get started with an introduction to the medical team at QC Kinetics. They have long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain, and it is awesome. They're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulders, hips, and lower back. And now those patients are moving, sleeping, golfing, and running, and they've done it without surgery or long recoveries, because the science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal, and QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. No operating room, no hardware, no downtime. Just getting back to being you, the version of you that's carefree and able to do everything. So call QC Kinetics now and get that free consultation, because better starts here. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
This July is America's 250th birthday, and Low T Center is celebrating 250 years of freedom with our 250 for 250 deal. All month long, men who start testosterone therapy and stay with it for 90 days earn $250 back. Our founding fathers recognized that to change our circumstances, we must be free. And 250 years later, you still have that freedom. So if you're over 40 and you've been dealing with low energy, low sex drive, you know what it's like not feeling like yourself. You don't have to stay that way. Low T Center is raising the T of America patriots from sea to shining sea. Come celebrate 250 years of America with Low T Center's 250 for 250 deal. Because bringing back that energy and vitality of your youth is worth celebrating. Visit FixMyLowT.com to book your free tea test today. That's FixMyLowT.com. Don't miss out on this offer. It ends July 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
Conservative, family man, author of The Bald Plan to Reduce Property Taxes. Listen to Scott Schwab.
Property taxes are killing Kansans, but one day it hit me. BALD.
BALD stands for Better Affordable Living by Decreasing Property Taxes. And it's the only detailed plan. Schwab's BALD plan means voter approval for property tax hikes, refunds for unfair assessments, and tax relief for seniors and working families. Listen to Scott Schwab.
I'm focused on reducing taxes for Kansans. You should keep more. My BALD plan makes sure of it. When I'm governor, we'll get it done.
Finally, a governor with a good head on his shoulders. author of the Bald Plan to Decrease Property Taxes. Conservative Republican Scott Schwab for governor. Visit scottschwab.com/bald to learn more. Paid for by Schwab for Governor, Jim Felter, Treasurer.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap, just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Vehicle safety starts underneath. That's why the pros choose Napa for undercar solutions that stop safety issues before they become costly problems. Go further with complete repairs that restore stopping, steering, and stability. Then grow your business through trust and repeat visits. With premium rotors, pads, struts, and wheel hub assemblies, Napa has everything you need to keep undercar under control. That's Napa know-how.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLInjuryLaw.com.
Missouri side 70 westbound heavy from Little Blue Parkway impasse 470 with an accident reporting. East side 435 southbound slow from Blue Parkway down past 63rd with a wreck. Looks to be off to the shoulder now. Grandview Triangle heavy 470 westbound getting onto 435 off again on again slowdowns from there to the state line. Allen Carr 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Keeping it rolling here on a hump day. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. JT Noah, Logan Weber, and myself, Mac Morey, rolling through here. Just did a wonderful one-word segment. We've got the LeBron stands coming at.
Oh, yeah. We got the text line a little fired up right now.
The Kobe stands,
I knew what
rather.
I was doing. The
text line's a little fired. Yeah, we got people defending LeBron. We got people hating on LeBron. We got people throwing Kobe's name around.
Well, you know someone has to just say Kobe's name. No one mentioned him, but someone just has to throw it in there every single time. I've had this argument that you're having on the text line has happened to me 3 times in the past 6 weeks because it's just been, we've had some NBA talk, and every time LeBron James's name is brought up, and that's how you know these people are insecure about Kobe Bryant. They just have to bring up Kobe Bryant. He's like 8th or 9th best all-time player, which is awesome. He's top 10 player of all time. He is not top 5. He's certainly not top 3, and he's not top 2, which is what LeBron James is. I don't know if any of these guys are top 5, top 10, or top 2, but we did watch the quarterback last night. At least I've got 10 minutes left in the first episode, so I won't say I've watched the whole thing. I've watched most of the first episode. I'll go and watch the rest and watch episode 2 today, maybe episode 3. I didn't realize, I always forget, they just put it all on there. So you can just binge it. So I might just binge some of it today if I have some free time.
Must be nice. I got blocked out of mine. Thanks, Mom. I don't know what you did.
What? Oh my gosh.
What do you got? Hey, you have a PlayStation? You got a Fire Stick at home?
I got a PlayStation, yeah.
Okay. How often do you go back to your parents' house?
Occasionally. I wouldn't say like weekly, but occasionally.
Next time you go to your parents' house, take your PlayStation with you.
Okay.
Connect to the Wi-Fi. Open up the Netflix app.
Okay.
And if it won't let you into it, sign out and sign back in at your parents' house on their Wi-Fi, on the home network Wi-Fi, And then if you take your PlayStation back, you will be able to utilize your Netflix for like 6 or 8 weeks after that, maybe even more.
Okay.
So that's what I do with my PlayStation and with the Fire Stick that we have at our house, because you connect to the home network. And so that allows for Netflix to recognize that, okay, you are in some way attached to the home network. You can then take your console, whatever device you have, away and continue to use it for a little while. Eventually you will get locked out again and you'll have to do it again. But
at least you'll have it for that long of a time. Okay,
correct.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah,
I bet my mom gets pissed at me every time I call her. Hey, Mom, it's not letting me in. I need that code you just got.
Temporary code. Yeah. I did it with our Fire Stick like 4 months ago, and I can still use our Netflix every day.
It's good to know. That's good to know. Hacks with Logan.
You're welcome.
So Cam Ward, Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, and Joe Flacco are the 4 quarterbacks. I don't want to just sit here and recount the whole first episode because a lot of people probably haven't watched it, which is totally fine. So we need to go over the whole thing. I'll just say, loving it so far. Loving all these guys. I feel like it always puts these guys in a good light. That's what the show's supposed to do. We'll see how the season progresses. Obviously, it's based off of last year, so we know how the season goes for these guys. None of them had amazing seasons. Baker Mayfield had an amazing first 8 weeks. The second half of the season, I'm excited for the second half of quarterback. When things start to go a little rough for Baker Mayfield, not only on the field, but the national media starts to hound him because he was an MVP favorite, or at least one of them, through the first 6 weeks of the season. He was killing it. Obviously, defenses started to figure that out. I think the big winner, though, and again, I got 10 minutes left, but the big winner out of episode 1 is Jaden Daniels' mom.
Yeah.
I mean, she has been clowned, kind of justifiably so, quite a bit, made fun of. The whole thing Jaden Daniel has subsequently as well, because it's like, dude, you're 23, 24 years old. You got your mom on your hip. She's, he'll be on NFL Live. They'll be at the training camp or whatever. And she's like right off set staring there. And I don't think it was really publicized well enough that she is not only his manager, but like a professional licensed agent, has done this, has been managers at multiple businesses, has worked her way up to be this sort of asset for Jaden Daniels, and not just, oh, I'm your mom and I love you, but she's actually seems to be pretty good at her job.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't help but look at it with a slight amount of concern. I mean, this is not a dig against her. It's more or less like the horror stories that we've heard before. She's like, I love how she like began her introduction, like her first interview in the first episode of the show with, I have my own money. I've made my own money. I don't need Jaden's money. Like, I love that sentiment that she brings to the table, because you're right. I mean, Jaden talks about the wealth of experience that she brings to it, but that's always such a scary thing. Like, I feel like people inherently trust their family because they feel like my family would never wrong me. Why don't we ask Alec Boehm that question? He's currently suing both of his parents because they stole millions of dollars from him because that's what he thought. It's the people, I mean, we hear about it all the time. Like, most of the time when bad things happen to people, it happens from people who know them. It's not random strangers. So I always come at it with a certain level of concern, but I didn't get that vibe from Jaden Daniels' mother. Maybe she is a little bit overly involved at times, but what parent isn't? Let's be honest, our parents love us so much that sometimes they have a tendency to maybe overstep at times, in our opinion. But you're exactly right in that. My favorite character, again, I just watched the first episode last night because I had to be in bed at like 7:15. But my favorite character so far is Joe Flacco. The guy I was least excited about coming into this show. I walked away from episode 1 thinking, Joe Flacco he's a vibe, man. I just couldn't believe like he was such a chill, laid back guy that I was baffled by like him and his wife they're like high school sweethearts. He goes to Delaware, and he's had this unbelievable roundabout NFL journey after spending 11 years in one place. But he's just a normal guy, and
he's the Kirk Cousins of the season.
That's sort of what we get from a lot of these people. Like, you got to see how normal a person Patrick Mahomes was, this person that we put up on this pedestal all the time. But I couldn't believe that Joe Flacco was just like out there cursing. His kids are roasting the hell out of him. There's a part in there where they're sitting there before a game. I think they're in Baltimore, where he spent so much of his career. And one of his kids is like, if dad goes off today, I'm going to crash out. And his wife goes, why? Because I benched him. Like, they're talking about having their dad on their fantasy team, and they benched him today. Like, it's just, you get to allow for these kids or for these guys to just showcase their personalities a little bit. It gave you an insight into, I never knew quite why Cam Ward was such an undervalued and underrated recruit when he was coming out of high school. Guy was in a wing T system playing quarterback. Anybody who's familiar with the wing T, there's one thing you need to know. You will not throw the football. I would know. I played wide receiver in a wing T offense for 4 years in high school. We didn't throw the damn football. It was exhausting. I learned stock blocking at an unreal level. Not a lot of route running and catching passes that was done in a wing T offense. So he ends up in Incarnate Word in a spread offense and showcases his ability and goes on to obviously be the guy that we know that he is now. Comes from, a family that is very impressive in its own right, using, having a family which mom was a basketball coach growing up, dad was an athlete, a college athlete. He comes from a very, very cool situation to see, as he's developed throughout his life. And then, Baker, he's a different guy than you see in this show,
Much
at least
different.
so far.
Yeah, so
Much
far.
different guy than he was, than you see with him on TV. Much different than the guy he was a decade ago. And you see, like, the relationship he has with his wife and how she's been able to kind of help guide him from that young, brash kid who was grabbing at the sideline against Kansas when he was back in college, which, to be completely honest with you, kind of endeared him to me a little bit. I love that kind of guy. That dude's that, like, I'm better than you, and I know it, and I'm going to make sure you know it too.
I'll say this. I haven't got to watch any of the episodes, but I saw a clip on Twitter yesterday about Joe Flacco going off on Shedeur and Gabriel for their visors. And he goes, I'm never going to let my kids wear a visor. That's the stupidest thing out there. And he was just going off on Shedeur and Gabriel. I don't know if that's in episode 1 or not, but if it's not, I just spoiled something. In
No,
episode.
it is. Yeah, and Cam Ward has been my favorite so far, and I think he is going to be explosive this season. I'm really, really excited about the jump that he can make.
And I like Saleh a lot. I think it's going to be great for Tennessee.
Saleh and Dayball. He's gotten an unfair rep so far in the NFL, being a number 1 pick, and we'll talk about that coming up next. Who gets the most unfair rep in the NFL overall? Plus, Caleb Williams went through the Mount Rushmore for Chicago Bears. We could do that for the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming up next, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, analytically the best morning radio show in Kansas City, as voted by people.
There's a lot of people talking out of their butt.
Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
Hi, I'm Michaela, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. You found your dream engagement ring. As a jewelry consultant, I recommend to start shopping for your wedding band 6 months before your big day. Don't worry. At Shane Company, we're here to help you find the perfect bands. Our men's and women's bands are crafted to high-quality standards, and it shows in every detail, with a stylish design and comfortable fit. At Shane Company, we'll take care of your engagement ring and wedding bands for life, because a friend wants you to say, I do, to your rings again and again. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Royals coverage sponsored by the Show Me Shootout Truck and Tractor Pull on July 18th. The Outlaws are coming. Don't miss the Show Me Shootout Truck and Tractor Pull. Saturday, July 18th at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. Big power, flying dirt, non-stop action. Just $25 at the gate. Search Show Me Shootout Warrensburg, Missouri on Facebook for details.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Life's better in a Ford. This update brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford. On the Missouri side, 70 westbound bogs down past Woods Chapel, stays very heavy in towards 470 with an accident blocking the left lane. Whether you're headed across town or across Kansas City, enjoy the drive. This traffic report is brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford. Visit ShawneeMissionFord.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, it's Carter Jensen, and this is your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Welcome into Fescoe and Dusty.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
A show that, analytically, exists between 6 and 10 weekday mornings on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, buddy.
Live from the studios that brought you.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Here's Bob Fescoe and Dusty Likens.
Woo, getting spicy on a Wednesday. Gotta love the text line. Stay locked into the show right here on 96.5 The Fan with the text line 913-586-7965. We're also streaming live. You can look at our beautiful faces on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, The Fan 965. Any of those social medias, make sure you stay locked and loaded. We'll have my guy Ron Slay on in about 30 minutes to talk some college basketball. The weirdness that's been going on with Tyron Stokes, whether it's the fireworks, Ice Spice, whether it's him wearing jeans while he's running or allegedly wearing jeans. We'll talk about reclassifying, 17-year-olds reclassifying for college basketball, whether that's good or bad, and maybe we'll get a bold prediction from Big Play Slay, and plus we'll have Field Yates on today at 9 o'clock to talk about the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, and much, much more. Right now we'll talk a little bit of NFL. Who gets the most unfair rep in the National Football League? Who's the guy who you just look at and you go, dude, he was drafted here, he overcame this, he's done this, he's disrespected in this way. Why does he get this reputation? And there could be a big name, it could be a small name, it could be a coach if you want it to be as well. Who gets the most unfair rep in the NFL besides Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid right now, who are just getting disrespected at every corner that you look at, whether it's a list, whether it's a guy on Twitter talking about if he's surpassed Aaron Rodgers and Big Ben? Yeah, that's happening right now on Twitter. Being talked about his all-time rankings. Yeah.
What?
Big Ben. Big Ben was what started this conversation.
Ben Roethlisberger.
And luckily, that got thrown away pretty quick. This guy,
I did see that because Cody responded to it, right? Didn't Cody comment on it? And he's like, "Good, I need the season to start." At this point, we're talking about Patrick Mahomes versus Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, the season has to get here.
Aaron Rodgers, he's surpassed Aaron Rodgers tenfold. I'm sorry, and I love Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. I love watching Aaron Rodgers play football. So no, it is not even close. He's got 3 Super Bowls. He's been to 5. It's 7 AFC championship game. It is not even close. He's definitely surpassed Aaron Rodgers. You could talk about Peyton Manning. You could talk about Joe Montana. We could have some fun conversations. But that is the disrespect Patrick Mahomes is facing. Andy Reid, 8th all-time on the most recent list by CBS Sports, talking about all-time coaches. 8th. We'll get Jay Binkley on from 10 to 2 with Cody and Drew, and he will be heated on that list. The most unfair guy, the guy who gets the most unfair rep for me in the National Football League is Dak Prescott.
Oh, okay.
It's a 4th-round pick out of Mississippi State. Already right there, you're a 4th-round pick. That is not someone who succeeds at quarterback in the National Football League, let alone gets multiple MVP votes in multiple of his seasons, throws for over 4,000 yards seemingly every year, and by the way, is 83-55-1 in his career. His average record is 10-7, and that's with having an 8-4 season where he got hurt and a 3-5 season where he got hurt, an 8-8 season and a 2-3 season where he got hurt. He had 3 injured seasons. If you want to talk about injuries, that's fine. He's had 3 injured seasons. But even with all of that, his 17-game average is still well over 500. He's made the playoffs with the Cowboys multiple times and made them relevant again. And this is a guy who lost his mother in college. This is a guy who his brother took his own life a couple of years ago, and we clown this guy continuously. It's a man who's raised millions of dollars for his charity and has been a public force in Dallas, Texas for that community. He's one of the best humans in the National Football League, and he's one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League. And time again, I see him clowned for being on a top 10 list or disrespected for being mentioned among one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League. He just is. Is he elite? No. Is he really freaking good? Absolutely. Dak Prescott would be my answer.
I like that answer a lot. I mean, he was a name that I definitely threw under consideration. And had we been having this conversation, say, in January, my answer would have been Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Just because definitely. I felt like what he had done sort of throughout his career. I guess it's hard not to pick quarterbacks in the National Football League when you talk about a conversation like this, because they are, generally speaking, the most polarizing figures in the league. And so they kind of garner a huge chunk of the spotlight. I thought about like a Jared Goff, but I felt like Jared Goff in the last couple of years has gotten more of his flowers. What about Daniel Jones right now?
Oh, okay.
I mean, has he ever been an elite quarterback in this league? No. Will he ever be an elite quarterback in this league? No. But Daniel Jones has quietly done some good things throughout his career. I mean, he had arguably his best year of his career last season with the Indianapolis Colts before his inevitable injury. And I guess Daniel Jones, I'm using him as a name to kind of showcase a microcosm of what the NFL has slowly but surely been becoming. In that, so we've seen so many guys in the last few years, you know, Sam Darnold being chief among them, Baker Mayfield, another, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, where these guys don't reach the level of success that people are hoping for from them early on in their careers, because I think Patrick Mahomes set extremely unrealistic expectations for signal callers around the NFL. And so these guys were thrown into the scrap heap so quickly. You know, and some of those guys never got back. You know, shout out to a guy like Josh Rosen, who was quickly thrown away by the Arizona Cardinals, and the man was just done. And so I look at a guy like Daniel Jones, who Giants fans had so much hatred and vitriol in their hearts about him because of, you know, the false sense of security that they felt his rookie year or not his rookie year, but maybe that was his 4th year in the league, right? His contract year where he goes 9-6 as a starter and they make the playoffs with Brian Dable, and he gets that huge extension. instead of Saquon Barkley. And so they end up tagging him and he moves on. And, you let it, because we gave this lackluster quarterback an extension, we lost our best player.
That's not his fault.
It's not his fault. And so he has to deal with the fallout of that for 2 years on top of injuries that he's dealt with. He goes over to Indianapolis and was extraordinary, for 10 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
The Colts were one of the best teams in football. And then, the injury bug hit him. He had the ankle issue, which ultimately turned into the Achilles tear. And he's just, again, I think the quintessential example, without using Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield for that matter, of a guy who people completely wrote him off. People threw him away into the island of misfit quarterbacks. And he rose from those ashes as another example of sometimes it's not the player, it's the situation that they reside in. And Daniel Jones has overcome those things. And I think he's a great example of that nowadays that I don't feel like is being talked about quite as much as some of these dudes, like I mentioned, like a Darnold or a Mayfield.
Yeah, so often we judge guys based on things that aren't even in their control, like with Daniel Jones.
Right. I'm actually going to go with a non-quarterback.
I love it.
There was two players I was thinking of, and I ultimately went with the defensive player. My honorable mention was going to be Cade Otton, the tight end for the Buccaneers.
Oh, okay.
But my true pick that I think is underappreciated is none other than Jesse Bates, the safety. I think he is one of the players that
deep cut
because he hurt me a lot. He hurt me when he was with Cincinnati. He for some reason, him and Justin Simmons, I don't know what it was, had Patrick Mahomes' number. And Jesse Bates, to me, he gets underappreciated. He was on a bad Cincinnati defense when he was there, and he performed well. And now he's down in Atlanta, and he's doing the same thing. He's just down there balling, having a good time. And I think he's a really, really underappreciated safety that knows how to be the quarterback for a defense down there. And I think Atlanta's going to take steps this year with the new resume of coaches. And I think it's going to be part because of Jesse Bates taking control of that defense, and they're going to do something down there in Atlanta. So I think Jesse Bates is underappreciated as a safety because there's a lot of things that people don't understand that a safety does. He's just not covering. He's not playing man. He's also the quarterback that usually sometimes helps get the secondary in position to make the right play.
Yeah, and text lines now weighing in with their names that are underappreciated in the NFL. 708 says, no better than Drake May, nothing more than a winner among a loser schedule and easily hindered by injury. 239, Baker Mayfield doesn't get the credit he deserves. I think we're past that. I think we're there. He was an MVP candidate. We're talking about him. He's on the quarterback. I think we're there. I think that's happening.
If this was a question last offseason, I would say that.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah.
A.J. Brown, I love that from the 3-2-1. A.J. Brown, he's been disrespected here in recent years just because he wants to show he's an elite receiver. I completely agree. He's been on an offense that's been putrid with a quarterback that can't throw the ball over 10 yards, especially in the middle of the field. 316, Nick Chubb. Great. I don't know what's unfair about it, but I think we've all appreciated Nick Chubb a lot.
I like the 816 saying Shuck. Is it Shuck?
Shuck. Yeah. Tyler Shuck.
I think he's gonna be. I think he's really good. I think he's underappreciated.
We
but
talked
it's 1
about
year.
him yesterday. We talked about Tyler Shuck a little bit yesterday. We are both excited about him.
1 year. You can't say he's underappreciated after
he's
1
not
year.
Underappreciated. 816 says Nick Bolton. I understand. He's still a top 10 linebacker among his NFL peers, is what they say. I understand that, and I'm probably still on that guy, probably giving him an unfair rep. That's on me.
I would throw out a former Chief in the linebacker. Leo Chenal.
Underappreciated.
Underappreciated across the league. I feel like
another one would be Willie Gay.
The Chiefs criminally underutilized
Willie
that
Gay,
man.
Yeah, Willie Gay was underappreciated.
I hope that this year in Washington he is going to get the number of snaps that he deserves, the sample size that he deserves, and he's going to go out and show just how elite he is, because I believe he can be a top 5 outside linebacker, off-ball outside linebacker that this league has. He just didn't get the opportunity to prove that in Kansas City because for whatever reason it was, and I'm not here to question the methods of Steve Spagnuolo because the guy's an offensive Einstein, or defensive Einstein, I should say. I could never understand or fathom why that man was not on the field 80+% of the time for the Kansas City Chiefs. I could never figure it out, especially the last 2 years, because with a limited sample size, the man was utterly elite. He was an elite tackler. He was elite at getting to the quarterback, and he was the team's best pass coverage linebacker somehow. All at the same time, while being pound for pound, according to everybody in the organization, the strongest guy on the football team. He's an athletic marvel who never seemed to get his just due.
Now, there's a guy that was underappreciated with the first team, and I thought Patrick Queen when he was with Baltimore.
Yeah, Patrick Quinn would be up there as well. A lot of underappreciated players. We can keep reading the text from the 586-7965, the J Southland Tow Service text line. From underappreciated in football to underappreciated in basketball. We'll talk to LeBron sweepstakes before we have Ron Slay on in just about 15 minutes. Stay locked in at 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. It's Carter Jensen, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, weekday mornings starting at 6, right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2 are bringing together the Kansas City community because that's their mission, to build strong partnerships between members, business partners, customers, and community. And there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. So if you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. And the Sheet Metal Workers will help adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during the time you need it the most. They'll provide the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees. And Local 2 has spent over 137 years developing relationships right here in Kansas City. There's no downside. It's completely free with zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can help grow your business and profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local Number 2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
By now, you've heard that Booth Creek Wagyu steaks and beef are the best tasting, most flavorful cuts you've ever had. And if you don't believe us, try it for free. Try Booth Creek Wagyu anytime at 95th and Knoll or 135th and Metcalf. Stop by our store and we'll prepare a free mouth-watering sample of your selected choice cut. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef. We know you'll love it as much as we do. Crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Vehicle safety starts underneath. That's why the pros choose Napa for undercar solutions that stop safety issues before they become costly problems. Go further with complete repairs that restore stopping, steering, and stability. Then grow your business through trust and repeat visits. With premium rotors, pads, struts, and wheel hub assemblies, Napa has everything you need to keep undercar under control. That's Napa know-how.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done, fast. We've got a huge variety of metals in stock, and we cut to size, fast. Bottom line, we get it done fast, so you get it done fast. Doesn't get easier than that. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or buy online at metalsupermarkets.com.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is George Karloftis, and you're listening to your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Northland 35 southbound gets heavy past Pleasant Valley. Stays slow, not quite to Vivian with an accident. Has you down to just the left lane getting by. 70 westbound off again on again heavy from Woods Chapel in towards 470 with an accident blocking the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. JT Noah, Logan Weber, Mac Morey with you until 10 a.m. Make sure you go to the Fan 965 to vote on our poll question because we got more soccer, boys, today. Another semifinals game yesterday. Spain took care of France 2-0 today. Argentina and England. The match starts at 2 p.m. The question, who's winning? Pretty easy, right? Who is winning today's semifinal game in the World Cup? 58% of people now saying Argentina. Make sure you go to our Twitter page, the Fan 965, to vote and be a part of our poll question. Also, be a part of the show. 913-586-7965 is the J Southland Tow Service text line phone number. And, of course, we are streaming live on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the Fan 965. Make sure you go watch us live. And, again, all football coverage on 96.5 The Fan, presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. Got a couple more texts about unfair rep in the NFL. J.K. Dobbins. Interesting. Dalton Schultz. Bijan Robinson. I don't know what unfair rep Bijan Robinson's getting in the NFL.
I mean, I think the only thing could be like maybe he's not getting enough recognition,
praise
as. I mean, I believe he's a top 3 running back in the league, and probably isn't number 3.
Exactly. You can't really. He is at worst the 3rd best running back in the NFL. I think he gets a pretty fair rep. Now he's in the Atlanta Falcons, so there's that. But we'll see what they're able to do this season. We'll see where LeBron goes this season because the LeBron sweepstakes are in full swing. The 76ers now acknowledge they've reached out to LeBron. Obviously, the Cavaliers are a part of this. Golden State still lightly a part of this. Who's the other Eastern Conference team that I'm forgetting? It's the 76ers. It's the Cavs.
The Heat.
The Heat
are another one.
The
that
Miami
have
Heat
reached out.
are another big team that he could go to. And Iman Shumpert weighed in, I believe this was either this morning or yesterday, saying if this is about a ring, then it should be Philly. If this is about selling tickets, Miami. If this is about ending your career the way it should go to Cleveland. Just don't go to Cleveland trying to be happy about a win, because you're not going to win there. And he's exactly right. I mean, if you want to win, whatever your goal is, LeBron, winning a ring, then it should not be Cleveland. And if your goal is to go just be storybook ending, end where you started, you already brought a ring to Cleveland before. Everyone loves you there. I mean, we're watching him right now just kind of go about the Cleveland streets. He's in a golf store. He's in a random restaurant, and people don't really bother him. It's similar to here in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes or these other people. Patrick Mahomes just goes to Royals games and sits with the fans. He sits in his seat among regular citizens because he knows that we're going to be respectful. It's similar with LeBron James in Cleveland. They've dealt with him for a long time. They love him there, and they're going to make sure he wants to be there even after his career. So Cleveland, I think, could be a storybook ending, but damn, if he goes to Philadelphia, man, they are going to be a really, really big threat in the Eastern Conference, and I think could be where he decides to go to. And it's also 250th anniversary of America. It could be LeBron James going to Philly. Philly gets the win on the title. It could be all of those things. That could be storybook as well, and plus he'd get his 5th ring, which would be cementing his legacy if he needs to cement it anymore. He's got every record known to man. He's played over 20 years, and he's been the best player in the league for 15 or so of those years. Logan and I were looking at it. He is a top 2 player of all time. And so LeBron James doesn't have to do a lot as far as records or cementing his legacy. But if he wants to win another ring and look good in his 42nd or 43rd year of age, then Philadelphia is where I would have him go. We'll have Ron Slay on.
Is that where you think he goes?
I wouldn't say that. I don't know where he's going to go. I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you either.
I have no clue. And I think Bill Simmons brought it up last week. If he's smart, honestly, ride this out. Don't choose.
Yep.
Wait till November or December.
So do like Aaron Rodgers where you're just like, oh, is he going to come back?
No, even more. No. If Aaron Rodgers came back in week 8, that's what it would be like.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If he chose the good team or waited till a quarterback got hurt of a team that actually had a quality, roster, and he says, yeah, this team needs a quarterback now. LeBron James can sit back for 30 or 40 games, rest, be ready to go, and join a team. Maybe it's the Warriors who are looking better than he thought. And he said, man, if I just joined Steph Curry, we actually would have a run. I don't think that's reality, or maybe it's Philadelphia, whatever it is. I think he should maybe wait. We'll have Ron Slay on in about 5 minutes to talk about this, to talk about college basketball. You can watch him on the SEC Network throughout all of college basketball season and get his takes, and we'll see what he thinks about LeBron James, plus all of the stuff going on in college basketball. What do you see with LeBron James in his future?
Yeah, I agree with you when it comes to, the 76ers, that looks like the team that would give him the greatest opportunity to win. The idea of Golden State, I think that's the most exciting that I can. I love the idea of LeBron and Steph having an opportunity to get together and play. The memes of Draymond Green finally getting his opportunity to play with LeBron are going to be vicious on social media. It's going to be so much fun. But I think that's the most intriguing or exciting one. The 76ers, that's his best chance to win. I do believe he could go to Cleveland and win. I don't agree with Shumpert in that sense.
Really?
I think Evan Mobley is a really good young player that is emerging. Jarrett Allen plays his role really, really well as a defender, as a rebounder, who can finish at the rim when he's asked to. Donovan Mitchell as an elite scoring off-ball guard. I love that.
I wouldn't call him off-ball, but I agree. He's really ball dominant is what I'd say about Donovan Mitchell.
Certainly will have to be if Harden is not with the team next year, which is kind of how you are able to afford to bring LeBron in.
And Harden wants to stay there, and Harden and LeBron James, literally, that won't work.
Yeah, no shot. Harden and anybody won't work. We've come to learn that throughout the man's NBA career.
Yes.
Tremendous individual player, an individual statistical anomaly, but the dude cannot win big-time games. Just can't do it. The Denver Nuggets are an intriguing one to me.
That would be fun.
LeBron and Jokic doing their thing together after Aaron Gordon just put together this remarkable season in his own right, along with some really interesting young pieces. Jamal Murray, if he can stay healthy, right? I feel like that's been the biggest detriment to the Nuggets' contending chances the last few years. But if I'm LeBron James, I just threw out a couple of Western Conference teams. Do you really want to stay in the West and have to battle Oklahoma City and San Antonio now?
Why not just join San Antonio?
That's what I would love to see as well.
Just join San Antonio.
How much would that have helped them last season when they went through those 6 or 7 minute offensive stretches where they could not score the basketball? LeBron James, just his passing, his IQ alone, he will get them some easy buckets and take a little bit of pressure off of Wembanyama, and also just to be able to glom onto that IQ for a season for the young Victor. That would be awesome to see the King and the Alien together for one season and possibly kind of get his last ring, bring Victor Wembanyama's first ring to each other. I love that idea. I love him in San Antonio. I also love him in Denver. The two players with the highest IQ in the NBA right now playing together be pretty fun.
That'd be fun to watch, man. But yeah, I have to think that for my money, it's one of those three. It's Philly, it's Miami, it's Cleveland. Those are the three to me. I as much as I would love Golden State, I don't know why. If you're trying to win, if this is it for you, if this is your last year, if this is the send off, if this is your farewell tour, I have to think. This amount of pomp and circumstance coming into it, it has that feel.
Yeah.
I think that if you want to come out on top, if you want the best chance to win, if you want to get to your 11th NBA Finals, find somebody in the East. Pair yourself and create this three-headed monster with Giannis and Bam Adebayo, where you have three, I guess, true power forwards all on the same court together for some reason. Or you go to Philadelphia, which I believe LeBron in Philly gives them the best pound-for-pound roster in the NBA, at least at the top, with Jaylen Brown and Embiid and Maxey and now LeBron. Or you go to Cleveland and you form a really good starting lineup, but a bench that would bring tears to anybody's eyes with its lack of, its incompetence at this point. Philly seems like the most logical place for him to land, in my view, if he's trying to win.
I like that too. I think Philly would be fun. Obviously, Celtics fans, we would hate that. That would be very, very frustrating. 913 says, bro, if he sat out half the season, then just jumped on the best team, he'd be considered even more of a B than he already is. I didn't say the best team, just to be clear. I don't think that's what I was trying to say. I was just thinking, okay, look at competitive teams for 30 or 40 games. Also, rest, you're 42 years old, and be fresh for the second half of the season and join a team that you can look at and go, the void they have is perfect for me to fit. I'm the last puzzle piece to this team. It's a competitive team. It would still be a team that's competent and winning basketball games, but he could join them and take them over the hump. I more mean it like that. We'll ask Ron Slay what he thinks, because we have Ron Slay's own, ESPN's own, SEC Network's own, University of Tennessee's own Ron Slay. What's going on?
Man, what's up, Mac Daddy? What's popping?
What is going on, brother? You're on with Logan and I this morning, dude. Thanks so much for joining us, man. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, we were just talking.
I appreciate y'all having me. I couldn't believe y'all had time for me, man, after Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I didn't know y'all was going to have any more room for an old guy like me, man.
And we're always going to make room for a friend like you, Slay. Of course, especially when there's some basketball storylines. We were just talking LeBron sweepstakes. Do you have any inkling of an idea of where he may go?
Man, no clue. And I want to say he does, but I'm not sure he has a clue either, man. It's a perfect situation for him, wherever he chooses, because he's going to be the missing piece. I think he's afforded that situation where now there's a veteran, as an elder statesman in the game, not only of this generation, but of the game, period. He's afforded that to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to pick the best spot for me, and whatever it is, I'm going to get that championship. You know what I mean? So put the pieces around yourself. I know everybody's saying Cleveland. That'll be a great story. To me, that's not a great story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's storybook ending, but is it a great story to go team up with James Harden? I understand who Donovan Mitchell is. I know Jared Allen, those guys, Evan Mobley, those guys. They got a roster, but I just don't see where does he fit with Harden, and where does Harden fit with him as far as the effort? Unless it was going to be an assertive effort down the stretch for Harden, I can't see that, man. So the other ones though, like I like Philly's pitch. I like Philly's pitch. I like Miami's pitch. Golden State, all right, to put butts in seats, but we got to make it to the playoffs to kind of see what they would shake out and do. My pick, man, if you want to just go and be dominant, go join the Spurs. Go join them. They need that leadership. They dying for that leadership, dude. So that would be mine, man.
100%. I think that he could help those ruts they were in offensively during the playoffs with his IQ, his passing ability, and just, go get a layup, go get an easy bucket every now and then. That would help, and it would just be so fun to watch the King and the young alien kind of grow together and kind of last ring, first ring. Ooh, that gives me goosebumps. I love that idea, Slay. We're in on the same page there. Okay, so college basketball, your expertise. Obviously, we're here in Big 12 country. You're talking SEC, but you still know about Tyron Stokes. He was the number one recruit. He chose KU. There's obviously been a couple of headlines about him on the 4th of July with Ice Spice shooting fireworks. And then there's a picture that comes out of practice and it looked like he's maybe wearing jeans. Maybe they were team given joggers and he was just decided to be sweaty on a 90+ degree day. Or maybe he was late to practice. They got him from his dorm. Who knows? What's going on? Is this Tyron Stokes weirdness alarming?
I'll say this, man. Walking into the situation, you knew who Tyron Stokes was when he got there. That's the main thing that I can give them. It was a weird recruiting, a whole journey. The whole recruiting journey for Terrence Stokes was different. So I mean, now that he's there, you got him. Now you got to figure out how you make it mesh, how you make it all fill in together. You got some pieces, man, and he can be a major piece, whether they be at the small forward or the power forward spot. But yeah, that's this generation, man. He pulls in a lot of attention. It's a microscope on him. I'm not sure when he doesn't want it on him, does he know that it's still on him? If that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. You're going to be highlighted and spotlighted, man. Your women's the ones in college that people are going to watch. So you got to be aware of everything going on. If Bill Self can just get him in there, we just need school to start. I think that's what Bill Self is looking like. If we can just get school to start, we got him. Just got to hurry up and get to that part. We get to the middle of August, I think you got something good.
Ron, I think that the spotlight might be even bigger on this Tyron Stokes situation after last year with Darren Peterson. You know, Kansas has an opportunity here after some would say that was a mismanaged situation with Darren a year ago being the number one recruit in the country. Do you see anything that Bill and this Kansas basketball program can try to change or tweak a little bit to maybe benefit more than they did last year with Darren, now that they have a guy like Tyron Stokes in, who, albeit is a different player, but he comes with the same kind of, you know, hype around him as the number one recruit in the country?
Yeah, I think the only change you would do is you don't ask him to come in and be that leader. You ask him to come in to fill a spot. You got guys, you did a hell of a job going out and recruiting, and you have guys that are around the program that can still pick up the phone and call and let them know how things need to be done. But you don't put that responsibility that you put on Darren Peterson last year to pick this team up and lead them. And then if he were to go down by injury, foul trouble, or whatever, you start to look for other guys. I think Bill Self figured it out on the fly that, man, regardless of whatever you bring in as far as a high-rated freshman, you still can lean on those veterans, guys that have been in college before, like a Melvin Gordon. You see what those guys were able to do. Now you come into a situation where you get guys, regardless if you got freshmen, you got big E's that you can lean on. Blyden Jr., you can lean on him, even though he'll be a sophomore. You got guys that you can lean on, man, but you got to also understand everybody's got to buy in. This isn't a one-track one-trick pony show at all. So Tyron Stokes, yes, you're going to add to us. You can get us over that hump. But, man, if we don't all buy in, this is all null and void, and we can forget about trying to get to that national championship.
So we know you're in SEC country, and now we obviously talk a lot of Missouri Tigers. It looks like they're trying to put together a little bit of a roster over there as well. Obviously, we know Bryson Tiller, the freshman that was at KU, decided to transfer and go to Missouri as a shocker. Mark Mitchell's there, Trent Burns. Yeah, I think you still got Jacob Cruz over there shooting the ball.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Tigers this year?
Man, I love what Dennis Gates has put together, man. Like the guys that he's gotten in outside of the radar, you know what I mean, regionally, a lot of people kind of sleeping on, man. Dennis Gates, he put this together early in the recruiting process, too. And guys stuck it out with him, being able to retain some talent. I think it's going to be huge for him. And, man, when you get them guys, them freshmen like that, coupled with the guys like you were saying with Cruz and people like that that are older and veterans, and they know the way Coach Gates wants to coach, I thought last year he may have taken a step back losing a guy like Charlton Young. You lose Coach C.Y., and he goes down to Miami. You see what he did with Coach Jay Lucas. You got to kind of fill that void. He was able to do that and be able to get back to where he likes to go. And his message is his message. You either buy in or you sit down. But if you buy in, some great things can happen, man. And I think there's some great things on the horizon. I know a lot of people don't have them ranked high, but I think, man, right now they're third or fourth in the SEC. To me, preseason ranked anyway. You know what I mean? How I expect them to finish. They're going to make some noise this year.
So I know that we're still months and months away from the start of the college basketball season. A lot can change between now and then. And whether it is about the University of Kansas or about the University of Missouri, what is a storyline that you feel like is being underreported, undervalued right now that could have major ramifications for the upcoming college basketball season? What team, what player out there is not being talked about enough as a true contender to make a deep run in March or be a National Player of the Year type candidate?
Ooh, that's a good one right there, man. I'll tell you what, if you're looking at the Kansas prediction, if I'm in that room, I'm telling people right now, man, Dennis Parker Jr., better keep your eye on him. How quick can he? That's who I would look for to be the catalyst for this team going over the hump and getting back to the national championship and being able to fight. So that guy right there is a difference maker, and that was a big time gift for Bill Self. Outside of that, man, looking along, Jason Crow Jr., like that dude there, man. He's a special human being, and I think you'll see that coming through early on in the season. I think, with this Players Era tournament, I think we saw it last year in that Players Era Festival, exactly who Michigan was, and they caught everybody off guard. I think, man, and I know a lot of people will be like, man, they ain't going to be in a homer, but Florida is running away with it. I just believe Tennessee, man. Tennessee with the firepower that they went and got. This was an all-in.
Come on, Slay.
They took. It was an all-in approach that they went with in the Final Four. To get to the Final Four, they've been to the Elite Eight 3 times straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand what that is, but to make it to that next level, I think Rick Barnes put a group together, man, where his offensive power is not necessarily what you've been known to see him with. These guys can put the ball in the hole, and I expect them to make a nice little under-the-radar run this year.
Love it, man. Big play, Slay. You can hear him on the SEC Network. You can hear him on on ESPN talking all things college basketball. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you joining us, Ron.
Always, man. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. I'll see you later, man. That is Ron Slay, the Big Play Slay, former SEC Player of the Year, joining us talking all things college basketball. Some hot takes there that we'll have to maybe talk about later. Loves Missouri, loves what's Kansas doing, and of course he loves my Vols, which was great to hear as well. So, of course, basketball coverage on 96.5 The Fan, presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. We'll get to some Chiefs conversations revolving around CJ Stroud in the Chiefs. I'll explain on the other side. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20.
Professor Vernier sitting up here, bloviating.
On your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, man, call us, feel better, because that pain, we need to end that pain right now. And deep down, you know you need to end that pain. You know it's not normal, and you know you can get back to the carefree you. Let's get started with an introduction to the medical team at QC Kinetics. They have long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain, and it is awesome. They're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulders, hips, and lower back. And now those patients are moving, sleeping, golfing, and running, and they've done it without surgery or long recoveries because the science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal, and QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. No operating room, no hardware, no downtime. Just getting back to being you, the version of you that's carefree and able to do everything. So call QC Kinetics now and get that free consultation, because better starts here. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
This July is America's 250th birthday, and Lotse Center is celebrating 250 years of freedom with their 250 for 250 deal. All month long, men who start testosterone therapy and stay with it for 90 days earn $250. You're over 40, you've got low energy, low sex drive, not feeling yourself. Lotse Center is raising the T of America Patriots from sea to shining sea. Come celebrate 250 years of America with Lotse Center's 250 for 250 deal. Visit FixMyLoT.com and book your free T-test today. That's FixMyLoT.com. Offer in July 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Summer savings start now at Hy-Vee's 3-day summer sale. Save big this Friday through Sunday on summer favorites with hot deals throughout the store. Stock up and save big on fresh meat, produce, and other healthy finds. Want an easier way to shop? Order on the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. Choose pickup or delivery, and we'll do the shopping for you. Save time, save money. Shop your way during the Hy-Vee 3-day summer sale this weekend only.
The Hy-Vee Market Grill is the best dining value in town. We love it for breakfast on the weekends, and now Thursday is steak day. You're going to get that perfectly grilled and seasoned steak with a baked potato and a side of sweet corn for just $12. You can't beat that deal anywhere in town. That's why the Hy-Vee Market Grill is a must on Thursdays for steak day. Dine in, carry out, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're going to love the Hy-Vee Market Grill as much as I do. Don't forget, Thursday, $12 steaks, only at the Hy-Vee Market Grill. Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow helped us out a couple of weeks ago when my daughter got into her car accident, and it was the first phone call that we made. I said, I'm going to get on the line, and I'm going to call Jay's Southland Tow. And in 15 minutes, they were there to help us. In fact, one of their safety advisors arrived first and helped my daughter, comforted her, took her through the whole situation, and told her it was going to be okay. Then the tow truck arrived. They got the car out of there, right to the mechanic for us. Jay's Southland Tow is awesome. Then when we needed a car, we talked to Jay's Southland Tow. What do you got out there? Jay's Southland Tow is constantly helping people all over Kansas City. And it doesn't matter where you are, north, south, east, or west, Jay's Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. And they're great for bringing your boat or your camper down to the lake or the campsite or wherever you need it. So what I want you to do is put this number in your phone. So when you have car trouble, you call Jay's Southland Tow. 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments and Tammy from the West, and it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
With the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
At Jackson County Parks Plus Rec, there are countless ways to make your day.
Ooh, that's a great shot.
Take the Fred Arbanis Golf Course with 18 holes of championship-level golf and panoramic views of Longview Lake. It's no wonder GolfLink has named it the #1 public golf course in Missouri.
Way to sink it.
Nice birdie. The Fred Arbanis Golf Course at Jackson County Parks Plus Rec. Resort feel, affordable play. Learn more at makeyourdayhere.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Northland 35 southbound hit delays before Pleasant Valley Road. Crawls down not quite to Vivian with an accident that has only the left lane getting by. Inbound 70 heading from Woods Chapel in towards 470. Very slow with an accident in the 470 interchange right lane blocked. Then heading into downtown. Very slow 70 westbound from Truman to 670 with an earlier problem at Main Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Just finished talking to Ron Slay. You can go catch that on the podcast page. You can go listen to any of those segments on our podcast page on the Odyssey app. Ron Slay. You can watch him on ESPN, the SEC Network, talking all things college basketball. Former SEC Player of the Year at the University of Tennessee and works over there in Nashville on 104.5 The Zone. So it was really good getting to talk to him. Got to work with him for a few years. Love getting to having him back on, getting to talk to him. Mac Daddy, as he usually calls me. So I'm calling an audible here. I mentioned C.J. Stroud and the Chiefs together. We can get to that later, but I wanted to bring something back up that we talked about a little earlier, which was a topic that you put in the doc, Logan, and I think it's a good question. I think it's a fair question, and there's multiple angles. There's multiple ways you could go about answering this. I think all three of us came to a similar conclusion, but I want to kind of, talk this out a little bit more. In the text line, please be a part of the conversation, 913-586-7965. That is the number to the J Southland Tow Service text line, 586-7965. What does a successful second half of the season look like for the Kansas City Royals? We know the way this first half went. We don't need to talk about that anymore. We've done it. It's ad nauseum. It's been a failure. We get it. It was bad. It hasn't been fun. This All-Star break gives us a chance to take a breath, lower our shoulders, and kind of just ease up and say, okay, we know what this team is. What does the second half of this team need to be in order for the future to be better? What does that look like, Logan?
Fire sale. I mean, I know this isn't one word, but that's what I've got for you.
One word.
Fire sale. I mean, everything that isn't nailed down, and by nailed down, I mean Bobby Witt Jr., Jack Caglione, and Carter Jensen must go. I would probably throw Salvador Perez into that just because I don't want to. I can't be
that guy.
I can't do it. I cannot get rid. I can't see Salvador Perez in another uniform. I just can't see it. He deserves to wear the royal blue as long as he chooses to. Whether he chooses to retire or sign somewhere else, that's his own prerogative. But it should not be the Royals' sentiment to send him elsewhere. I know that that's not good business sense or whatever. Sue me. That's just the way I feel. Anything else, though? I mean, I know that there's been a ton of conversation about trading Vinny. I don't know what the return value on Vinny looks like. There is a lengthy injury history that exists now. When he's healthy, he's okay, but not this season. He's hitting 220, and maybe some of that is because we saw him in April and May when we know he is traditionally very, very slow to start. That's the case throughout his career. Look at his splits throughout his career. April, May are consistently, every year of his career, the two worst months he has. June, July, August, September. Turns it on. He finds a different gear. It is infuriating.
It's infuriating.
Especially when you consider that's kind of who Salvador Perez has been as well the last 3 or 4 years. So your two biggest power bats, your two biggest run-producing bats have been that way recently. But Waka and Lugo, I know that the articles and the reports are that they have this huge bar, that we have a massive price tag on these guys. Please lower it. Please lower the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are both going to be free agents after next season is over. This team does not appear built to contend in 2027. Unless you are able to bring in some all-star caliber outfield bat suddenly, and all of a sudden the entire pitching rotation decides it can remain healthy for 100 games.
That'd be nice.
No way. There's just no way. I mean, I have no level of confidence that we will ever see a version of Cole Reagans that is anywhere near what we saw from him 2 years ago. I am not certain that we'll ever see a version of last year's first half Chris Bubich again with all the injuries. Lugo and Waka have been arguably your two best arms the last couple of seasons.
For sure.
They're both on approaching, if not already on, the back half of 30. They'll be free agents after next year. Offload them while you can. The value of them is going to be higher if you do it now versus if you do it at the deadline next year when these guys become a half-year rental. And there are plenty of teams out there that need pitching help. There are plenty of teams out there with deep farm systems that need pitching help. I'm talking to you, Athletics, whether you're in Oakland or Sacramento or Vegas or wherever the hell you are. You have no pitching, but you have an outstanding lineup.
Yeah.
Give the Royals a call, please. That's where you start. Bullpen arms. Schreiber must go. I can be convinced of Daniel Lynch, but I'm not overly excited about the idea of that. Marte, Lane Thomas, see ya. That's where this thing has to start. I know that it's not fun. I know that it's not exciting. It's not, hey, I think the Royals are going to finish 15 games above 500 in the second half of the year. Not for the season, just that second half stretch. That's not what I think happens. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, you know what's more not fun is being 38 and 59.
Yep.
And staying pat during the trade deadline. That would be way more not fun. Yeah, immensely more not fun.
The calls are already coming in. If you do that,
I'm telling you right now, the pitchforks and the knives will be out if there's nothing done. And that goes with what I said on Monday night with you, Logan. Would it be the worst thing? It would be so bad if they just said, you know what, we're just going to run everything back next year. Keep everybody around. We're going to run every single thing back. Keep coaches, players. We're just going to run it back. It was a bad year. It was an off year. Just run it back. That'd be such a bad thing to see happening. Because everyone's like, oh, well, the injuries are the reason. No, it's not. You had this problem way before injuries happened.
Yep. Exactly. This team was already ass before the injuries. Now, that ended the season, but I don't want to hear about it. They were hot ass before. They were the worst team in the AL, in a bad AL. This is a mediocre season for the AL, and you are below mediocre, as Carl Ravitch told us yesterday. You can go listen to that on the podcast as well when we had him on yesterday at around 8 or 9 o'clock. We've got some text coming in from the text line. Play 500 baseball or sell it all and rebuild. Yeah, I don't hit that. I would like to see some competitive baseball in the second half of the season. That would be nice, just to give us some sort of hope. 816 Garcia needs to stay as well. I think there are a few people that would believe that. Listen, I'm not just selling Garcia for anything, but I'm taking calls on everyone besides Bobby Witt Jr., Jack Haglione, and Carter. I'm taking calls. If someone calls me and says, well, would you sell Michael Garcia? Yeah, what for? What are you offering?
Right, you're listening to the offers, but you're not taking no offers for Bobby, Cags, and Jensen. That's what we're saying. We're hanging up once you hear that name. But if you hear Garcia, you hear Vinny, you're like, okay, well, let me hear what you're going to give. Because if someone offers you like what, obviously it's not apples to apples, but hey, we didn't think the Jets were going to take calls on Sauce Gardner, and they got 2 first-round picks. I'm sorry, if you get a call and you get 2 studs for Garcia, you're going to take that young stud.
Yeah, 816 says Lugo has stunk. He doesn't have any value. That is kind of the reports that we are seeing on Seth Lugo. His value may be diminishing. 816 Cags reaches 30 home runs. Jensen continues to hit. Garcia gets healthy. Move the tradable pieces. I love that. Fantastic text. Take the day.
That's a really good one. That's a really good, solid text. Take the day.
Yes, it's realistic. It makes sense. I love that. And to Logan's point, you've got to set your expectations reasonable, right? You can't just say, don't sell anyone, or sell everybody. There's going to be some sort of happy medium there, but moves need to be made and transactions have to happen because that's what JJ Piccolo said he wants to be, transactional. We're going to go transactional to a break right now. Field Yates is going to join us on the other side. ESPN Zone, we're going to talk all things NFL offseason, training camp, plus maybe a little bit of fantasy football. Coming up next, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty.
Brett Veach has the most underrated chest I've ever seen.
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Well, my friends over at Window World are fantastic. We love our Window World windows because we know that we are going to have all of our heat stay inside and all of our air conditioning stay inside because we have strong double glass windows in our home. And not just one here or one there. We have over 30 windows from Window World. And when we needed to replace our windows a couple of years ago, we made one call, and that was to Window World and said, hey, we need new replacement windows. They came out and they did the free estimate at our home. They stood on the window to show you how strong they truly are. And Window World also gives back to the community. They're big supporters of the Dayton Moore See You in the Major Leagues Foundation, and they're also the official window of the Kansas City Chiefs. Plus, Window World windows are one of 2 windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. So when you need replacement windows, there's only one phone call to make, and that's to Window World. Get your windows where we got ours. 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 1-800-GET-WINDOWS or windowskansascity.com. 1-800-GET-WINDOWS. It's Window World.
Lawman! Jungle Law!
It's the Lawman. If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, call me ASAP. 816-816-9111. I recovered millions for my clients. Take it away.
The Lawman gets results. Jungle Law team. Call the Lawman. Let the fight begin. The
Get Roasted, August 1st at 7 p.m. at the Uptown Theater. Go to junglelaw.com for details.
The choice of a lawyer shouldn't be based on advertisements.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special both for you and your partner. At Heartland Men's Health, we take great pride in providing excellent care and treatment options for ED. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Car wreck? Get the money you deserve. Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Northland 35 southbound off of Onegin heavy from Pleasant Valley Road down past 435. Checking out 70 westbound slows at Little Blue Parkway, stays heavy in towards 470 with trouble in the right lane. Kansas side 35 northbound heavy from Johnson Drive off of Onegin up to Lamar. Allen Carr 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. This is Fescoe and Dusty.
I got Mahomes' balls in my hands.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, yeah, football.
From potholes to pop-ups, we got him covered.
Hey!
Here's Bob Fescoe.
Take a bite out of my ass.
And Dusty Likens.
Big nuts.
Huge ones on a Wednesday, 9 a.m. here, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. We are now joined by ESPN's own Field Yates. What's going on, Field? How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How about you this morning?
Doing fantastic, man. Doing fantastic. We're just 2 or so weeks away from training camp beginning, and you know what that means, man. Fantasy football's coming back. Your group chats are getting reignited. We're talking about sleepers. The hot takes have begun. The roster's set. The drafts are set. We know who's on each team, and now we're starting to get these takes flowing. We talked about the Chiefs, obviously, earlier, and a target that could emerge later on in the season because people here are a little bit worried about the wide receiver core, which I think is fair. It's thin. It's Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton are the knowns, and after that, it kind of becomes a void of I don't know who's going to step up. Do you have someone that maybe could emerge in the second half of the season for the Kansas City Chiefs as a target?
Well, I would say there's a guy that maybe not even the second half of the season, but maybe the second half of the summer, and that's Stephon Diggs, who, until he's signed, I am going to put some credence into the idea of the Chiefs being one of the teams that would appeal to Diggs, and perhaps vice versa as well. My colleague Adam Schefter on his most recent podcast discussed Stephon Diggs, who recently called himself, by the way, as good as any wide receiver two in the NFL. I would say that's at least close to accurate. Diggs was really good last year, playing 55% of the snaps for the Patriots and still finishing 12th in receptions in the NFL and 16th in receiving yards, north of 1,000. So if Diggs wants to go somewhere for the chance to win, and certainly Stephon Diggs at this point of his career would be motivated by that, having made a ton of money, the Chiefs would present one of those options. Diggs has also played with some outstanding quarterbacks in his career. Josh Allen, of course, in Buffalo for many seasons together. And then last year, he was kind of an elevator for Drake May, who finished second in MVP and was a second-team All-Pro quarterback, arguably the best young QB in the NFL. So Stephon Diggs is a name that I think will continue to be linked to teams like the Chiefs and the Commanders. He is a Maryland graduate, so there's sort of a hometown feel to the Commanders. But those two teams certainly on the radar for Stephon Diggs right now.
What's the price tag on him right now, would you say?
Yeah, I think it's probably 1 year with upside built into it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be I suppose a multi-year contract is possible, but at this juncture of the offseason, there's clearly the market has not been super robust, or else he would have found a team a long time ago. He was released just prior to the start of free agency. There was some legal things that were ongoing, which he's now, I think, settled for the most part. And Diggs, I think probably 1 year, and it's one of those where it might depend a little bit on who it is, right? One of the things the Chiefs have had some advantages with in recent off seasons or during the season as well is guys are, on occasion willing to take less to come there to play with Patrick Mahomes, right? You'll see a player who just wants to be in Kansas City for the chance to win and play with, one of the best players that we have ever seen in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's a 1 year deal, which, these deals I'll use Darnell Mooney, who went to the Giants this offseason. They can be worth up to a lot of money. Darnell Mooney's deal is worth up to $10 million. I would personally be pretty surprised if Darnell Mooney cracks that $10 million mark. So maybe Stephon Diggs is a 1 year deal with plenty of upside built into it.
I mean, you're talking about Stephon Diggs field, and I'm curious, do you see Stephon Diggs as a guy you throw out there because he's maybe the best fit, or the guy you see that's most likely among these free agent wide receivers to land in Kansas City? What makes you stand out with Stephon Diggs rather than, say, a Tyreek Hill or either of the Samuels, that being Curtis Samuel or Deebo Samuel?
Yeah, so with Tyreek Hill, I think we have to factor in just how significant that injury is. And I know you asked the question through the conceit of the second half of the season, and I think that's about when Tyreek Hill may be available coming off of this serious injury, the serious knee injury suffered on Monday Night Football in a game last year. So you'd have to factor in that, you may not have him for half the season anyways. And, once he comes back, how does he look? There's the difference between the return to play and the return to full strength, right? Obviously, there's familiarity, there's some nostalgia there, and it seems like the Chiefs have had players return. It's not totally I would say it's not totally unprecedented for a guy to return back to Kansas City. L'Jarius Sneed, a guy who comes to mind as someone who has has gone and now, of course, come back. But there are the health considerations there. I just think with the two Samuels. I don't know what level of player we're talking about. Like, out of those four guys, I have little doubt that to begin the season, the best player out of those four is Stephon Diggs. Now, maybe at the end of the year, if Tyreek Hill is fully healthy, you could argue he is a better player than Stephon Diggs. I would argue that if he's fully healthy, but there's some question marks there. With Deebo Samuel and Curtis Samuel, I think those guys, there's Deebo Samuel, I would say, we're in a different chapter of his career, not nearly as much explosive value there. And Curtis Samuel couldn't really crack the rotation for a team in Buffalo that, as we all know, has had major needs for wide receiver playmakers. So I am not as interested, I don't think, for the Chiefs with Curtis Samuel.
Talking to Field Yates of ESPN, man, it's July. It's list season, and there have been a plethora of lists coming out about whether it be Patrick Mahomes, or CBS Sports just had one where Andy Reid was ranked 8th on all-time coaches. But, I mean, Mahomes on the most recent list from ESPN was some executive or someone in a team ranked him as low as, I believe it was 8. Is that disrespect?
Wow. That is disrespect. I did see the headline of the piece, which of course was that Josh Allen is now the number one ranked quarterback in the group of scouts and coaches and execs that Jeremy Fowler polled. I don't need to spend too much time and energy, arguing about that. I would think there's no doubt who the most accomplished quarterback is in the NFL, and it's not close right now between Patrick Mahomes and whoever is next. Josh Allen's a great player. Patrick Mahomes is a great player. I don't know why. I guess it was 9. I'm pulling up the piece right now. I'd feel very comfortable if Patrick Mahomes was number one in this list. But congratulations to Chiefs fans, because it's a chip on the shoulder of a guy who doesn't really need any more chips on his shoulder. But I have no idea what the number 9 ranking was. I would say that I think here's what I would tell you. It's important to note that this is a ranking for the upcoming season, right? It's not how has this player performed up to this point. It's projecting ahead. So I guess the only explanation that I could think of if somebody went to number 9 is maybe that they just are concerned about this knee injury and how it might impact Patrick at the beginning of the year. I'm not concerned about it personally, but I guess that would be the only logical explanation, and I'm not sure that logical is totally the word that I would personally assign to it.
I mean, we spent a lot of time talking about Mahomes coming back this year and the weapons that he will have or might have at his disposal this year. What do you make of the acquisition of Kenneth Walker? He may not be a guy that catches a ton of passes from Mahomes, but what kind of an impact can Kenneth Walker have in the running game that will allow for Mahomes to maybe be more successful throwing the football by maybe taking some of the pressure off?
Yeah, you guys probably have the stat memorized, but it's one from last year that stuck out like a sore thumb. It was the number of big explosive runs from running backs by team last season. And if I have it correct, I think the Chiefs had like 2 total 20-plus yard runs last year by running backs. You know what? I take that back. It was one big running back. ESPN defines that as a 20-plus yard run. Only one last year by every Chiefs running back combined. That was Kareem Hunt, who actually had a 20-yard run last season. Kenneth Walker III had 10 by himself. So you're talking about a guy who's just a totally different level of explosive compared to anybody on the Chiefs roster last year. Now, one of the criticisms, perhaps critiques of Walker in the past was he has a propensity to try to almost use a baseball analogy here, right? He's a guy that he might be just as likely to strike out as he is to hit a home run, but he also is going to slug 50 home runs a year, if that makes sense, right? Like Kenneth Walker III, you might see some plays where there's a 3 or 4 yard opportunity there. He tries to bounce it outside to hunt a 15-yard opportunity, and instead it turns into a 1-yard gain or a 1-yard loss. So there's going to be a little bit of that you have to live with, but the guy was unbelievable down the stretch last season. His final 6 games were absolutely nails. Obviously the best player on the field in the Super Bowl MVP. To me, a totally reasonable value overall, 3 years, $43.5 million. And I understand that there's some excitement about Emmett Johnson, and the Chiefs have, with Andy Reid in recent seasons, leaned into a running back by committee because kind of they have needed to because of the health of Isaiah Pacheco and the effectiveness this past season. But there is a massive opportunity for the Seahawks. I'm sorry, for former Seahawk running back Kenneth Walker III now in Kansas City.
Field, we always talk about the sleepers in fantasy football. Real quick, you can't win your draft in the first round, but you can lose your draft in the first round. Yeah. You can lose your league in the first round of the draft. Who's the guy that you see being mocked in the first round of fantasy football drafts that you just look at and go, oh man, that's scary?
Oh, that's a good one there. I think the obvious answer is probably Devon Achane, right?
Yeah.
And I actually sort of feel like I'm actually kind of in on Devon Achane as opposed to out on Devon Achane, just because passing game volume just really rules the roost. And I think this team is going to be able to run the football decently. It's a much different scheme, obviously, than last year. But Devon Achane, who I do see sliding right now, but ESPN live draft trends have him going 10th overall. But I'll give you a few names. Devon Achane for the reason I just described, Christian McCaffrey because of the health concerns. It seems like it's almost an every other year type thing for him. And then I would say probably Puka Nacua to a degree, only because of the reliability questions. He's in some ways the safest pick. If you knew you're getting 17 games out of Puka Nacua, it's probably as valuable as any player in fantasy football. But there's been some questions this offseason about Nacua. It's a little bit further down the board where I think things become a little bit dicier. Guys like Ashton Genty, there is definitely excitement and optimism about that Raiders offense with Fernando Mendoza and a different scheme, a very run-friendly scheme. I also the offensive line's better. I don't know if it's dominant yet, and they really were they gave him nothing space-wise last year in Las Vegas. Saquon is a guy that's sort of interesting because this Philly offense is going to shape-shift this upcoming year. They're going to try to throw the football more, kind of be a rhythm and timing passing offense. We'll see how, if at all, that impacts Saquon Barkley. And then Jeremiah Love. We could be going down the same path we were at last year with Ashton Genty, which is that, the opportunity might be amazing. And Genty had an unbelievable opportunity last year. He's playing like 90% of the snaps. He got pretty much all the carries, and you're like, God, this is just huge. But the offensive line is so bad that it may not matter. And in Arizona, you could be talking about a team that is just getting completely dominated. So are we going to see opportunities for Jeremiah Love to have these huge, explosive, gigantic runs?
Field, thanks so much for joining us today, man. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll have you on for my fantasy football show in a month or so. We can get more into the sleepers and dig deeper and dive deeper. And again, I want to just say congratulations. Your third daughter arrived last week, Tatum. She looks beautiful. So excited that her sisters, you say, are obsessed with the new edition as well. Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much for having me on. Good chatting with you, and happy almost football season.
Let's go. Getting closer and closer every day, man. That is Field Yates of ESPN. You can hear him every day on the network as he gets back from his paternal leave, I'm sure, that's soon. And, after welcoming his third daughter. We'll talk more Chiefs. We'll talk some FIFA World Cup as well. We've got a poll question that I want you to answer on the Fan 965 on our Twitter page. Stay locked in. This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending have been family members to us for the last decade plus. And I want you guys to be family members with Golden Oak Lending as well, because they are fantastic. And this July, they've got some really cool stuff going on at Golden Oak Lending, but it all starts with that free mortgage checkup. What you have to do is call Golden Oak right now, because a lot of us, we're all feeling it right now, right? That pressure, that financial strain that's on us right now, whether it's high interest credit cards or high monthly bills, or maybe you just need more breathing room in your budget and it's creating a lot of stress and anxiety. Let Golden Oak Lending get rid of all of that for you. Golden Oak Lending saves the average cash out customer over $1,100 per month. And right now they're going to give you a complimentary appraisal credit of up to $600 with a qualifying loan and refinance. So start with that free mortgage checkup from a local Golden Oak loan officer. They'll review your current mortgage and look at everything to see how they can make life easier for you. Call today or visit them at goldenoaklending.com. That's goldenoaklending.com. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Let's talk about the buying experience at Lewisburg Ford.
It's the best anywhere. Just ask all our customers, Toby. It is hands down the best experience you can have buying a new car. We have the no-hassle Toby Tobin price that we've had for 35 years now. Nobody else can say that. We've been saving Kansas City thousands and thousands of dollars for a lot of years.
I have been buying Ford cars and trucks from Lewisburg Ford for over 30 years, and I know personally this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck. Great prices, but there's a whole lot more than that.
It doesn't just stop at price, Toby.
Yeah.
There's other factors to this equation, and it's trade-in allowance, financing, and the experience of how knowledgeable the people are that you're dealing with. And we surpass everybody in all those areas. We always have. We always will. That's why calling us is important.
Do you have that new pickup?
Absolutely. And it's dynamite.
Okay. Lewisburg Ford is your best place to buy a Ford car or truck. What's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Lewisburg Ford or lewisburgford.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run, because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
The corrupt political establishment. If you're ready to give them the finger, Taylor Burks is your man for Congress. Taylor Burks, America First conservative, outsider, 3 combat deployments as a naval commander. Taylor Burks will stand with President Trump against rhinos and the corrupt establishment. In Congress, Burks will always put America first. He'll work with Trump to deport every last illegal, ban communist China from owning 1 inch of our land, and protect our elections by passing the SAVE Act once and for all. So if you want to tell off the political establishment, conservative warrior Taylor Burks, an America First patriot for Congress. Paid for by Show Me Valor PAC. www.showmevalorpac.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Show Me Valor PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 91.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Here's a World Soccer Championship recap.
Brought to you by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's. And by the first ever Infiniti QX65. A master class in defending has Spain in the final after a 2-0 win over France. Spain converted a first-half penalty and then iced the game with a 58th-minute goal from Pedro Porro. Spain has conceded only once in 630 minutes. They'll head to New York for Sunday's final. I'm Mike Conti.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Living it up on a Wednesday, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. We just talked to ESPN's own Field Yates about all things Chiefs, the NFL landscape, and just a touch of fantasy football there. Just giving you some guidelines, maybe a couple of landmines that you can avoid in your first couple of rounds throughout the draft. Hopefully, I'll have him on for my Fantasy Football Sunday show, maybe next month, maybe in 2 months as we get closer on to the season right before when drafts really get going. Hopefully I'll have him on as that show will probably start in a month or so. We'll start doing Sundays from 9 to 10 a.m. where we'll talk all things fantasy football and try to help you guys out with your draft if you listen to me.
Yeah, I did some listening. You and I had a few conversations about it because typically I was doing after hours on Sunday mornings right after
that's
you.
That's what it was.
So I love his take on Devon Achane.
That was good.
As good as he was last year, as good an athlete as he is, I mean, he is a speedster at the running back position. He doesn't have Mike McDaniel there anymore to help him out. A quarterback situation, they paid Malik Willis a lot of money. I mean, he's going to be the key cog of the offense. No Jalen Waddle anymore, no Tyreek Hill anymore. The cupboard is bare, and defenses are going to key in on him. He may get 25 touches a game, but when the entire defense and everybody else inside the stadium knows where the football is going, There's only so much effectiveness you can have. Just ask Patrick Mahomes without a running game the last 3 years.
Exactly right. Without a wide receiver that can beat man coverage,
Yeah.
without a lot of those things. Yeah, 100%. No, I think that was a great point there from Field Yates about Devon Achane. He also mentioned McCaffrey, which I think is one that's obvious, right? We're gonna be scared about McCaffrey and the health and all of that, but there are obviously going to be some studs and some serious hits there in the first round as well, which we'll talk to him as we get closer to fantasy football, hopefully again here later on. World Cup today, 2 o'clock. Who do you got?
I told you, I got the lads of England. They're going to take it home.
You and me, same reason, right? It's just the defense. We're going on
Yeah.
Harry Kane, the defense. It's going to be like 1-0, right? It's not going to be a 3-2.
No. Take the under. I don't know what the under is in this soccer game, but I'm probably taking the under. If it's 2.5 for sure.
Oh, big time if it's 2.5. Yeah, it's actually a good question. Logan, you're taking Argentina, right? You're taking the go.
I am.
That's fair.
I have one question for you guys. How hairy is it?
It's pretty cane. It's a cane. It's a cane of hair.
Yeah, it's that's good.
You're so welcome for that, by the way.
God, I love
But
that.
yes.
Thank you so much. 2.5 is the over under there.
Okay.
JT.
Yeah.
Under.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's a 1-0 game.
And I'm a huge both teams score kind of thing. So I'll go under both teams score, no.
Ooh, okay. Under both teams score. No, okay. Love it. Yeah, a little parlay there as you can check your odds on your book. England plus 170, depending on where you're looking. Argentina plus 200.
Yeah, I'm looking at, just what ESPN's got up right now, just taking a look at the summary, the pregame. It's got England at plus 175. Over under is also 2.5.
Okay.
I don't mind your 1-0 score there, JT. You want to know why?
Because you like Argentina 1-0.
Because that one goal's going to be Messi!
Messi!
To get the Argentinians
you would
into
do,
the World
you would
Cup
do
final.
this. Your parlay would be under 2.5 with anytime goal by Messi.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
hammering Messi anytime goal.
Under 2.5, Argentina to win with Messi and a goal. That would be actually really solid odds.
Because he still currently leads the tournament in goals scored, right? He's
I
tied
think
with
he's tied.
Mbappe.
Yep. As Mbappe did not get a shot on goal. It was the first time since the 2022 World Cup against England, I believe, in the semifinals, when he did not even have a shot on goal, which is kind of crazy.
On DraftKings right now, under 2.5 with Messi anytime goal is plus 425.
Damn. So this would be a hefty little cash out for you if you parlayed a couple of those things together.
That'd be sick. I'm looking at this game, and I think this one is going to come down to the defense for Argentina. Messi is such a spectacular player that he's almost, I guess, undefendable. I'm not sure if that is inside Webster's dictionary, but that's what I'm coming at you with.
Yes.
I look at, he is what Argentina has. He's got 8 goals in this tournament. Argentina doesn't have another player with more than 2. He is their offense. And sometimes the guy is an unstoppable figure in the sport. England, on the other hand, has 2 of the top 5 goal scorers in this tournament with Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham. So you're going to have to account for both of those guys out there on the pitch throughout the entire course of this match. Therefore, I feel like the most pressure in this game, in this match, falls upon the defense for Argentina. How do you concoct a way to try to slow down or stop one or both of these guys and give yourself a chance to win? Because I feel like it's a foregone conclusion that Messi's going to give you one. Can you limit England for 90 minutes
to nothing?
To nothing.
To nada.
That's a hard ask.
That's a lot.
Or
yeah.
ask somebody else who's scored, no goals, 1 goal, 2 goals in this World Cup for Argentina. To step up and knock one through the net in this match tonight. I see that as far less likely.
I will say, if this game goes to extras, I do not like Argentina's chances.
I don't either.
To your point, exactly. England's deeper. They've got more goal scorers. We saw it against Norway. Once it went to extras, they scored within the first 10 or 15 minutes. They just it was done. It was over. They had more chances in the latter part of that game as well that they couldn't quite capitalize on. Went to extras. Enough was enough. Argentina, as JT, you mentioned earlier, has played everyone close. It feels like they've kind of been scooting by the skin of their pants or whatever it is, by all tournament. It feels like they've just barely gotten by the skin of their teeth. Skin of their pants? Yeah, well, we'll go with that. So I'm excited to see Argentina-England today. I think it'll be really, really fun. That game at 2 o'clock. Make sure you go vote on the Fan 965 on our poll question. Who wins today? Argentina or England? I think we are close to 60% right now, 50-something% Argentina right now. 55-45, over 100 votes, and 55% of people saying Argentina is going to win today. Again, they are not the favorites. They're plus 200 to around plus 170 for England. Now you've got me obsessed with this 17-0 game. Guess what record this team goes, okay? This is on.
Let's hit me with it.
If you've heard 82-0 or 160, you build a team out on a randomizer, and then it tells you your record. It's great for the sports nerds. It's fantastic. So then they've got it with football. So 17-0, you get a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and a head coach. And you guys need to guess. Text line as well, 913-586-7965. What record does this team go? Mahomes, Devon Achane, Emeka Egbuka, Tucker Kraft, Broncos defense, Mike Vrabel.
Oh.
I know, it gets a little like, and then it gets really good at the end.
Man.
Mahomes, Devon Achane, Egbuka, Tucker Kraft, Broncos defense, Mike Vrabel. What record is that team?
I mean...
Is Rossini the reporter?
Yeah, I'm going to go Rossini is not a distraction on my team.
I think that team goes at least
14-3.
Wow.
14-3 from JT.
I don't know, man. Broncos defense, Tucker Kraft, who was probably the best defense in the National Football League last year. Or best tight end, excuse me, in the National Football League last year. You have the best defense.
Tucker Kraft was. Whoa.
Probably before the injury.
Injury, yes. I did love what he was doing.
He was on a torrid pace. Trey McBride was the best tight end in the NFL last year.
Exactly. Yes. Brock Bowers would have been up there as well.
Yeah, had it not been for injury concerns. But he was unbelievable. I like the Emeka Egbuka pick. I did one earlier, had Mahomes as my quarterback, had James Cook at running back, Jackson Smith and Jigba at wide receiver. I think Emeka Egbuka is probably a step behind that, but you had a way better defense than I did.
The defense helps.
And a solid head coach. Vrabel is your head coach, fresh off a Super Bowl. I'm going to say 16-1.
Woo, that's nice.
Shots fired.
We've got a couple 15-2 votes from the text line. They gave me an A-, 14-3. JT, you are the winner.
Okay.
Hey, I'll take that, though. 14-3, first time playing. Let's go. This is going to be me all day now. So thank you, Logan.
You're welcome. I felt like that team was better than the one that I built. And somehow I went 16.
You went 16-1?
Yeah, I had Mahomes, James Cook at running back. I had Jackson Smith and Jigba at receiver. My tight end was Tucker Kraft. My tight end was Tucker Kraft. At the same time, my defense was the Chargers, and Liam Cohen was my head coach. And I went 16-1. I felt I feel like you had a better head coach and a better defense than I did.
What?
And I might have had a better wide receiver and possibly a better running back.
So we're seeing how they weigh it, I guess is what we're saying. The algorithm may weigh those skill positions more than they're going to weigh.
I guess so. Receiver and running back matter a whole hell of a lot.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take CeeDee Lamb with my first pick for the Cowboys then. Okay, there we go.
God, we're doing this again.
I'm not. I'm not going to do it right now. Wait till the break. I'll stop. But I am going to be obsessed with this for the rest of the day. Okay, so let's talk a little bit of Kansas City Chiefs football. We've talked about the disrespect on and off all day. The lists have been coming out, whether it be Andy Reid, who you hear Binkley and Cody and Drew talk about later on CBS Sports, was ranked 8th on the list of all-time coaches, best head coaches all time. And that list, first of all, I don't know if you've taken a gander at it, Logan. It's like when you look at the best NBA players of all time, and it's like, you've got Mad Dog Russo talking your ear off about Bob Cousy. And you're just like, all right, listen, I get it. I respect it. I love Bob Cousy. First point guard, awesome, super cool.
Yeah, Celtics fan, I get it. But the man didn't have a left hand.
Stop.
He couldn't dribble. He couldn't dribble with his left hand. Stop.
We can watch the tape. I have better handles than this guy, which of course I do because time has passed. The game's progressed. Things change. That's how this works. Andy Reid, 8th on an all-time list. Disgraceful. Patrick Mahomes, we've seen as low as 9th on list. I told you earlier there was a guy who came out with a list who was like, you should rank quarterbacks and rank players in terms of range, which I don't hate that idea, by the way. I like tiers. I like lists of, this guy is either 2 through 5 or he's 5 through 8. Mahomes, he ranked Mahomes either 5 through 10. At best, he's the 5th best quarterback in the league. I'm sorry, what? The disrespect has gotten to a asinine level at this point. If you see him as anywhere below the 2nd best quarterback in the league, I want what you are smoking. Do we forget he was an MVP candidate 13 weeks through the season when they were 6-6? He led this team in rushing over a month through the season, he was their team's leading rusher. His 8.8 scramble rate was the highest of his career because there was no offensive line, because he had an injured wide receiver core, because he had a 36-year-old tight end as his number one option. And by the way, he had the worst running game in the National Football League, which obviously Field Yates shed some light on as well. One explosive run all season last year, and Kareem Hunt, the guy who they got off the couch, had one 20-yard run. They've now added Kareem Hunt, added Ken Walker. They've now solidified that offensive line that will hopefully be able to stay healthy. And we'll see what happens with the wide receiver core. Again, Rashee Rice missing 6 games, Xavier Worthy being injured, riddled throughout the whole season, whether it was the ankle, whether it was the freight trade of Travis Kelce, play 3 of the season. They did not start off on the right foot. They were playing from behind from the very, very get-go. And even still, with all of those factors, he was 3rd in EPA per play. He was the 3rd best quarterback as far as EPA per play is concerned when he was on the field. The Chiefs' offense was top 5 in EPA per play when Patrick Mahomes was the quarterback at the helm. When he was off the field for those last 5 or 6 weeks, they were 32nd. I don't know if you know how many teams there are in the National Football League, but there are 32. They were last.
Yeah, they were one of one in all the wrong ways.
Yes, exactly. So when I look at these lists and I see the disrespect, I'm going, he's got the 2nd most playoff wins of all time. He made 7 straight AFC championship games. One bad Super Bowl performance coming and then leading into a not great overall team performance season. And now all of a sudden we're kind of throwing away his 31 ACL tear. I don't get it. I do not get it. And if you think his whole game's being predicated upon improvisation and his ability to extend plays, is that maybe his most special trait? Sure. It's what separates him. But the fact that you don't think he can diagnose, dissect, and dice up a defense with purely his arm and his brain, I don't know what you've watched. What happened in 2022 proves that alone. He's a fantastic pocket passer. He's got the 2nd most playoff wins ever. And you don't just do that by running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Patrick Mahomes is going to go God mode this season, and we shouldn't be talking about comeback player of the year. We should be talking about most valuable player. That's really the award that he should be going for this season. And I think, again, we talk about Michael Jordan. I took that personally, all that sort of stuff. The greats have that mentality. We've been talked our ear off all morning about Kobe Bryant, Mamba mentality. People praise him just for that, something that you can't even objectively measure. Patrick Mahomes has that it factor tenfold, more than anyone else in the National Football League right now. He has that, and he's being doubted just as much as anyone. I'm excited for this season.
He drug this team to a 15-2 record and a Super Bowl appearance 2 years ago. I mean,
yes.
Listen, I understand that people look at what makes Mahomes stand out. Like, what is the wow factor with Patrick Mahomes? Because as good as guys like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Drew Brees were, those guys didn't have wow factor behind them. Mahomes has a wow factor, and that is the improv that he has in the backfield, the magician sort of moniker that he has garnered over his NFL career. And I think because of that, people have this unfounded narrative that he does it because he can't throw the ball from within the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Since he became a full-time starter in 2018, and we talked about this earlier in the show, he has 51 touchdowns when he is under pressure or when he is hit in the pocket. That is the 2nd most in the National Football League in that span. The only guy with more is Aaron Rodgers, who won 2 MVPs in that span. I mean, like, guys, it's a disingenuous argument when you're trying to say, oh, Mahomes can't throw from the pocket. And to say that Mahomes hasn't been as good the last 3 years, the numbers will tell you that, yes. The tape, in my view, does not.
Exactly.
Maybe we're biased. Maybe we're homers, whatever. But we have made so many outward complaints the last 3 years about this football team, about the lack of coaching at the wide receiver position, about how you have a year after year after year where you have a wide receiver room full of guys that cannot win one-on-one, that cannot separate in man coverage, where you have to look to a 36-year-old tight end as your best receiver again, when you have put so much into this wide receiver. Mahomes elevates the play of everybody around him and has done it his entire career. Yeah. One mark against, like, I don't understand.
One blip and it's done.
One blip.
You're thrown away. It's over.
Yeah, one ACL tear, which, by the way, he has seemingly come back from in like 4 months, which is unreal.
It's amazing.
And nobody seems to be talking about that.
No one cares.
No, he just continues to show you every time you put an obstacle in front of him that he is utterly ridiculous. He is an unbelievable football player and an unbelievable athlete. It just feels like people are either lying to themselves or lying to us. They're trying to will this Mahomes is washed conversation into existence. It sort of feels like what Skip Bayless has done for the last 15 years
100%.
with LeBron James, where he's just talked about how is this it for LeBron James? LeBron James is done. LeBron James isn't that good. He just keeps saying it over and we do it. People do it all the time. They just keep saying the same BS argument over and over and over and over again. So that way, one day when he's finally right, when it's finally over, he can be like, see, I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of feels like what people are doing with Mahomes right now. They're trying to, they're vision boarding it via their Twitter profiles right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it into something that it is absolutely not. It's just not.
It's mind-boggling. It's frustrating. It's infuriating. But here's the deal. Again, you've got a guy who's writing these things down. He's taking note. He sees all these lists. He sees the disrespect. He sees Skip Bayless. And he's going to come out and perform even more so because of it. And you keep giving this guy something to prove, he's going to do it. He made 3 Super Bowls in a row. He's made 5 total. He's already won 3 at the age of 31. And somehow we are doubting his capabilities to adapt to new challenges. And yeah, this new challenge is both an ACL tear, coming back from it, and dealing with a new set of weapons, a new team. And I think he's going to be able to do it. He's got one of the greatest head coaches of all time, who, by the way, is also going to be able to adapt and rejuvenate, refresh off this offseason, off of what was a rough play calling and schematic year for Big Red. He knows that as well. He's heard the disrespect. Both those guys, 2 legends, 2 GOATs in their own right, together in the room. Man, I got to believe that I trust that. And if you don't, man, I want what you're smoking. We're going to talk our poll question on the other side. Plus, Caleb Williams had a Mount Rushmore for the Chicago Bears. I want to hear what you think about it. Maybe we can do a Mount Rushmore for the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming up next, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Is anyone paying attention to rural Kansas? Everything costs way too much, and the politicians in Topeka keep siding with big tech and give a thumbs up to these massive data centers. We need someone who will fight for our farmers and ranchers and all the working people of Kansas. Vicki Schmidt is running for governor. She's the insurance commissioner who is laser focused on lowering costs and taking a stand against these out-of-state tech companies. Vicki's running mate is Joe Newland. He's the former Kansas Farm Bureau president who has spent his career farming himself and advocating for our rural communities. Vicki Schmidt and Joe Newland will fight tirelessly to protect our land, water, and way of life. That's why the Kansas Farm Bureau has endorsed Vicki and Joe. Finally, someone who has our back. Vicki Schmidt and Joe Newland for governor and lieutenant governor. Defend US PAC paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Dustin McIntyre, Treasurer. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. DefendUSPAC.us.
At Farmers, our honesty is contagious.
Wait, am I going to catch honesty?
Well, when you're with Farmers, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, how long does it take to... I lied to you when you asked if I knew what a deductible was. I don't know my dad's birthday, and I thought umbrella policies were for rainstorms. Actual rainstorms. I have it, don't I?
You don't just have honesty.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc?
We need to talk about the lights.
Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes.
A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes.
You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Vehicle safety starts underneath. That's why the pros choose Napa for undercar solutions that stop safety issues before they become costly problems. Go further with complete repairs that restore stopping, steering, and stability. Then grow your business through trust and repeat visits. With premium rotors, pads, struts, and wheel hub assemblies, Napa has everything you need to keep undercar under control. That's Napa know-how.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Just wanted to hear that bass drop one more time, JT. It's good. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. National Treasure comfort watch for you.
It is. It's a comfort watch for me. But
that's something that you'll just kind of, if it's on, you're sitting, you're watching it. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen it. Doesn't matter if it's Tuesday night or Saturday night.
Nope.
National Treasure's on. I'm going to lock in for a minute.
There's not a lot of channel surfing to be done nowadays with all the streaming services that we have.
Stinks.
But for some reason,
it's a lost art.
Weirdly enough, like 3 times in about the last 6 weeks, I have been at other people's houses and they, you just have the TV running or whatever. And, looking for something to watch. It's 10, 11, 11:30 at night and there's nothing. If National Treasure's on, I'm booting it up. I just am. I don't care if it's the first one. I don't care if it's Book of Secrets. I'm sat, man. I've seen each of those movies at least 80 times in my life, and I will continue to watch them as if it's the first time every time. But, JT, Mac, I got to tell you.
Okay.
Playing a Millie, Lil Wayne right there, it reminded me of this guy I follow on TikTok. I don't know if you guys are on TikTok. I know that this is this young kid talking about TikTok.
Oh, no.
Just bear with me for a second. If you have a TikTok, there is a follow that you should immediately pick up.
Okay.
His name is Herbie Hunkle, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Hunkele.
Okay.
He plays the trumpet.
Ooh, okay.
And basically, he finds super popular songs, R&B, hip hop, pop, whatever, that don't have a trumpet in them. And he plays the trumpet to it. And he has, he dropped it last week.
I saw this. I have, yes.
It is, he did a milli, but yeah, Wayne trusted him to play the trumpet. That's him playing the piano, or that's him playing the trumpet.
That's
if that was a piano, I'd have
a milli. Yeah, that's him playing the trumpet over a milli. His videos are
That's awesome.
Utterly, he'll do it over Drake songs, Kendrick songs. Fetty
Love
Wap
that.
is one of like the more popular ones he's done now since Fetty was released from prison. Like his stuff is utterly ridiculous, and the comment sections, cinema in and of themselves. I'm telling you, you got to follow this man on TikTok. It's so damn good.
Heck yeah, I'm going to hit him with a follow. I've liked that TikTok. I already liked that. It came up right away. And yeah, now I got to hit him with a follow because if that's what you do, man, I'm in on that all the way. Are you in on this Mount Rushmore from Caleb Williams talking about the Chicago Bears? These were his top 4.
Can you give me your Bears Mount Rushmore? Ooh, I'm going to go Matt. I'm going to go McMahon, Devin. It's either Urlacher, Singletary. Yeah, hard to pick between those guys.
Matt Forte, Jim McMahon, Devin Hester, and then he either said Brian Urlacher or Mike Singletary. Obviously did not mention Walter Payton. Did not mention...
There's no Dick Butkus on there.
Yeah, no Dick Butkus.
No Gale Sayers.
No Gale Sayers. Yeah, there were a couple names there that he did leave off. Obviously, you only get 4. But I think you got to have McMahon and probably Devin Hester, and I would definitely have Brian Urlacher. Matt Forte is an interesting...
I was about to say, Matt Forte is the interesting one.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to me. I love Matt Forte.
He's maybe the third best running back in franchise history. And recency bias has you throwing him onto your Mount Rushmores. That's wild work, Caleb.
Yeah, that is wild work. If you did KC Chiefs Mount Rushmore, who would it be? Who would be in your top 4?
Mahomes is number 1. Mahomes goes on there first and foremost.
Yeah, absolutely.
No recency bias there at all.
No, none.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
Like, this isn't sarcasm.
Yeah, the project doesn't start until Mahomes' face is there. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, DT, Derek Thomas belongs.
Derek Thomas has to be there.
Derek Thomas, absolutely. Then it sort
of
it
gets really hard, man.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate, but I'm gonna put Tony G up on it.
You're putting Tony G before
Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Oh,
exactly.
Or are you putting 2 tight ends on your Mount Rushmore, big dog?
Which you could do as well.
Yeah.
But then you're leaving off names like Priest Holmes, Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles, I could leave off.
Okay.
I'm going Mahomes.
But do you put 2 quarterbacks up there? Do you put Lynn Dawson up there?
Yes, Lenny D belongs on there.
Okay.
I
feel like he has to be.
See, that's where it comes. Do you put 2 QBs?
He's
or 2 tight ends?
He's the personification of what it means to be a Kansas City Chief in the eyes of so many people. I mean, he is and was Kansas City for such a long time. He was the starting quarterback on a Super Bowl winning team, played his entire career in Kansas City and had a Hall of Fame level of success, and then just decided to stay in Kansas City and become a sportscaster on television covering the team for the next 40 years. I mean, he inspired so many Chiefs fans for so many generations. I feel like that man has to belong on the list, on the Mount Rushmore. He'd be my 3rd, and then Trav would be my 4th.
So my problem, I fell in love with Tony Gonzalez when I was growing up.
I'd say it's fair.
And so every time I picked a jersey number, no matter if it was basketball, baseball, 88.
Basketball 88.
88 basketball,
go.
Yep. Baseball 88. Didn't even know they did it.
Love that.
So
I love
88
that.
was my number, and literally all my usernames, even on my email and stuff, if you look at the very end, there's 88 on it. No matter what, everything has 88 on it. So I fell in love with Tony Gonzalez.
That's the way I am with Jamal Charles. That's the way that was my number. 25.
25.
My birthday's August 25th, so it kind of worked.
Right.
But yeah, 25 was my number.
I know he gave us sour grapes because of the way he went out and went to Atlanta and finished, and Travis Kelce has stayed here.
Oh, yeah. See, we're already getting that text, JT. Tony G's a Falcon.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
I see.
It's ridiculous. Will Shields. Lots of Will Shields text. Absolutely, I get that.
Okay, yeah. It's so tough.
Four. Tough, and I get it. He's the Iron Man. He didn't miss any games, but it's tough to have a guard on your Mount Rushmore, but I understand it. We got a text as well. Is this players only? I think it has to be players only because if it's not, then Andy Reid and Lamar Hunt are both in. Lamar Hunt and Andy Reid would both be in it.
Yeah,
and then you have
Mahomes,
Lynn Dawson, Lamar Hunt, Andy Reid, which great Rushmore. It's legendary. But we'll stick to players only for the sake of the argument.
Who would your 4 be, Mac?
I think I'll go Mahomes, Kelsey, DT. And Tony Gonzalez. I'm going to leave out Lynn Dawson, which I feel terrible about, and I feel like I'm going to get killed for.
Yeah.
And I understand why, but I'm just going about players all time in their rankings. Tony G is the, at worst, third best tight end of all time.
Exactly.
And he played the majority of his career in Kansas City, and he didn't have exactly explosive offenses or quarterbacks alongside of him, and he was still putting up incredible numbers. And I will also add, before he was the revolution of the tight end position. He was the guy who brought us Travis Kelce, who brought us Rob Gronkowski, who brought us now who we're watching Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. Gonzalez kind of was the first modern era beginning of that. So I'm going to have 2 tight ends on my Mount Rushmore. And there's no way to feel good about this.
I think I'm going to do, that's how I'm going to go with it. 2 tight ends. We're going to leave.
So you'll have Mahomes, DT, and then the 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fairness, like, so much harder for us than for the people who decided what faces went on the actual Mount Rushmore. Like, they only had 30 presidents to choose from. We're sitting here deciding between like 3,000 guys in Chiefs history. Yes. They were spoiled. I mean, they had their pick of the litter. We're sitting here picking from 100 different litters.
And it's not like we're picking the third best tight end of the organization like Caleb Williams did with Matt Forte. Okay.
Yeah, Matt Forte. I'm like, dude, he's not even the best running back in Bears history, let alone, what are you talking about? Walter Payton? What are we doing? Mahomes, DT, Kelsey, Charles.
I've seen Bobby Bell.
Lenny, DT, and Patrick. Fair. No Kelsey. That's interesting. I think Kelsey kind of has to be on this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't get over the Caleb Williams not having Walter Payton.
Walter Payton, you got sweetness, man.
Barry Sanders, who I believe is the greatest running back of all time. His own father didn't think he was the greatest running. Barry Sanders' dad would very openly admit to anybody that he thought Jim Brown was the greatest running back of all time. And he also thought Walter Payton was outstanding. Like, people believe Walter Payton is the greatest running back in NFL history, let alone Bears history. And you threw Matt Forte on there. Caleb.
How much did Matt Forte pay you?
People accuse us as Gen Zers of having serious recency bias, that we don't understand the classics, that we don't understand the way the game used to be. You're not helping.
That is a prime. Yeah, you're not helping us. Please do better. Love you, Caleb Williams. TG never even won a playoff game. I know that's not really on him, but you have to consider that. It's a fair point.
1 of 22. It's hard to throw him on there.
I know. It's like, I'm not going to put that on the tight end. You know,
if you're going to put it on anybody, you put it on the quarterback and the coach. And even then, I don't always agree with it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's really tough to do this. And hey, we should be just blessed that it's this tough to put a Mount Rushmore together. We've got a lot of greats, and we're watching them right now, too, some of them on this team. Another great day. Logan and I will be back at it tomorrow. JT, I'll see you on Friday. We'll be back with Nathan Williams.
Yes, sir.
Great day. Thank you guys so much for listening to 96.5 The Fan. Cody, Drew, and Binkster coming up next.